Kincade and Salciunas is on the air. Broadcasting live on the Fanatic app and YouTube channel. Here are your hosts, John Kincade and Andrew Salciunas. 97.5 The Fanatic, Philadelphia.
Yes, we are here. Good Monday morning to you. Screw the New York Mets. I hate them. I hope you do as well. That was a very, very fun weekend of Phillies baseball. John Kincade, good morning. What's up?
It's always great when you pummel the Mets.
Yes, I hate them.
It is so much fun to see them doing that. But there's something about, and it is something that I think everybody can agree on, whether it is dudes or whether it is, excuse the term, chicks, everyone digs the long ball.
Yes. And we got that numerous times from one man this weekend, Kyle Schwarber, with 4 home runs, 3 on Saturday. And
Unbelievable.
And then yesterday goes upper deck, like just off the bat missile. And he now leads the major leagues with 29 home runs this year. Yordan Alvarez having a very good season in Houston for the Astros, but the next closest National League member is the catcher with the Colorado Rockies. He's got 21. So Kyle Schwarber has an 8-home run lead.
And he gets to play in Colorado.
Right, exactly. Like, what does that tell you?
I think that actually my daughter would be finding the balls in Utah. If he was playing in Colorado, where would the balls be landing?
They would be going far.
It's absolutely incredible how quickly the ball's getting out of the yard.
Yeah, and, it's hitting season,
incredible.
John.
It's incredible.
It's the weather phenomenon that only exists in Philadelphia where we hit a certain time of the year and then all of a sudden the ball goes flying. Not just Kyle Schwarber's incredible weekend, Bryce Harper and his incredible weekend. We can debate all we want about the cycle on Saturday, but look, it was a great game, right?
A great game.
Great game.
Those are 2 great games.
Yeah, great game by Bryce Harper
games
on Saturday.
Yep.
And then yesterday he goes hits another home run, 17 on the season. A lot of talk about, is the power still there for Bryce Harper? We know that the guy's a stud. We know that the guy can still uplift the team. But power numbers has been something that we've been wondering, all right, is it still there? 17 home runs for him, because his career is not Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber is, I want to hit a home run, and if I strike out, I strike out.
If you get anything, and we said it before the year, the number, if you remember, because I went and looked at it, it's weird that you bring this up. The number I set for you for Harper, do you remember before the season?
I did not.
The over-under when we did it on the show?
I know I took the over. I just forget what number you gave.
I gave 28.5.
Okay.
You took the over.
Yes.
Connor took the over also. 28.5. I'd say 28.5 looks pretty safe.
Yeah.
For the over for you guys.
And you know he's going to have that streak where he gets hot. He just came out of a streak where he was cold, right? He was 1 for 13 before this weekend.
He was 1 for 22.
Oh, even more. Yeah, even worse.
I mean, it was bad. But again, and we talked about it last week. Did anybody think he's going to go on does this going to go on? He's going to do this. And when he does, it looks really, really good. This team, though, man, that was great. It was a great weekend.
Great weekend.
That's awesome.
Of course, your 2 wins also were at the helm of Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. Just being ridiculous.
That's great.
So this weekend, all right, as you can tell, I'm in a great mood because I freaking hate the Mets. Have I made myself clear yet that I hate that team?
I think it's you're pretty good with that.
Yeah. Being able to be in the building yesterday and watch a beatdown of New York after being able to just sit down and enjoy that on TV, like that was almost like watching a video game Saturday night, what they were able to do, what Kyle Schwarber was able to do, Bryce Harper. This weekend should be a reminder to everybody, including myself, who I've said to you guys numerous times, I love and hate this team. And
you've been a little more skewing negative.
Yeah, more hate than love.
Right.
And deservedly so.
No.
This roster still has issues.
But still, though, again, we wake up today, the top wild card team.
Yeah.
They're the top wild card team. And they are very much at 6.5 games still in the race.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how close they can get by the end of this week. But did this weekend remind you that this Phillies team can be dangerous? And I'm not talking about hey, they can win 90 games in the regular season and get to the playoffs. We're talking about, can they get hot for a stretch of 6 weeks? Now, I've said since last year, kind of this is something that you and I debated a lot. I hate that we are reliant on just getting hot at the right time. There are some teams, like the Dodgers, that are foolproof or hot proof. Like they don't have to have 8 guys get hot for them to win because they're just that deep. It seems like the Phillies need their top guys going because that's still a bit of an issue with this Phillies team. If the top 3 guys aren't going, and we're talking about the top 3 paid guys, Schwarber, Turner, and Harper, then we know that this team has a limit to what they can accomplish. But when they get hot, we know how dangerous this team can be. So did this weekend remind you, with Christopher Sanchez pitching on Saturday, with Zach Wheeler pitching yesterday, with Kyle Schwarber hitting the ball out of the ballpark seemingly every at-bat, with Bryce Harper getting on base seemingly every at-bat, with the role players when they're clicking, Alec Boehm, another RBI yesterday. I don't want to consider Trey Turner a role player, but when we see Trey Turner hit the ball, we see just how much of an impact that makes for the lineup. Was this weekend a reminder to you that this team can be dangerous?
I'd say it is. Connor?
I'd say I didn't need a reminder, but yes.
I agree. The funny thing is that because I wanted Connor to answer because you're asking the question. I think you're asking the question to yourself.
Yes.
Because Connor and I have both been trying to say to you that as disgusted as we can be, and Connor less than me, I would say, is that fair?
Yes.
Connor less than me, but neither one of us believed at any time that this team wasn't incredibly dangerous, that this team can't do every single thing. There's no doubt in my mind this team could get hot, play 2 or 3 great weeks of baseball, and find itself in the Final Four or even in a World Series. There's no doubt. Like, with the pitching they have, with the opportunity they've got, with the star quality they've got, it is just as likely, unfortunately, that they could end up being. I think you're getting hung up on, and I understand it because I do believe more people are like you.
Yes, I think so.
I do believe you are speaking for more people, but you work each day with 2 people that are more likely to go. I look at it and say, there's no doubt in my mind this team can get hot, can absolutely put it together, and could make September really interesting. I've told you before, if the Braves win the division, and the Braves come here in a 5-game series, I'm saying 5.
Yep.
Are you in any way scared of the Braves? Like it's a 5-game series. Braves would most likely have home field advantage. Do you think the Phillies have any intimidation factor when it comes to the Braves?
No, I mean, because
I don't.
Chris Sale scares me, but I have Christopher Sanchez to go up against that. The thing that would freak me out is if they did make the big move for Skubal, and
that would be a big one.
That's being talked about a lot,
it is.
And I would see it would make sense for the Braves to be that team. Strider getting hurt again, and maybe they strike while the window's open.
Okay,
right
and
now.
and we could talk about that when it happens.
Yeah, it's June 22nd.
But overall, as an organization, there's nothing about the Phillies that says to me, okay, Schwarber, Harper, whatever. I'm not in the least bit concerned that Wheeler and all them, that the Phillies are going to be a wild card, whatever, that they can go to Atlanta and win, that they can go to L.A. and win, that this team can do it. But it's the consistency that I need to see more of.
Sure.
But their roster and what they spend, 90 wins should be what we expect.
Absolutely.
And it's where it's at. I hope that they can bring more of the belief to fans like you, because I do not believe you are speaking out of like that you're speaking as some like you're an outlier.
Right.
I believe you are more. I believe more than 50% of the fan base sounds like you.
Right, but I also believe that we also all recognize that this team with the pitching staff, they were never done.
No.
Like last week, we just had this conversation. What was it on Friday? We had this exact same conversation about the pitching staff, right? Like, man, this pitching staff is so good that they're going to be in the playoffs and they're dangerous come playoff time. But it's almost like I needed this weekend to see ball go boom, hitting season. You know, like chicks dig the long ball. You said
they do absolutely.
I almost needed like caveman-esque baseball.
Well, then
this weekend,
and
I got it.
And you, what's the best part about it is you have 3 weeks coming up. You have 3 weeks of baseball where the schedule would tell you, the opponents would tell you that you want caveman baseball.
Oh yeah,
you got an opportunity for 3 weeks of caveman baseball before the All-Star break, where this Phillies team could have you going, okay, yeah. I'm seeing it. I'm seeing more of who they can be, because I truly believe this team is going to give you at least the belief system that they can be what you want them to be, that you can buy in. And we got a lot. They have a long way to go to that.
absolutely.
but they're on their way.
Great weekend. Some fun numbers for you. We already mentioned in the 2 wins, Kyle Schwarber finishes with 4 home runs, which is insane. How about 9 runs batted in for Kyle Schwarber? Bryce Harper yesterday was another triple shy of the cycle. He has 7 hits in these 2 games. He finishes with 4 RBI, 2 more home runs on the season, so he's now at 17. Trey Turner, great to see that he gets on base, right? Trey Turner on base twice yesterday, scores 2 runs. On base 3 times the other day, scores 3 times. It's important that Trey Turner is getting on base and scoring. And then it's everybody else that has played a role. Like the game where they score 15 runs, everybody except for Gabriel Rincones has a hit for the Phillies in the starting lineup that day, right? Like everybody. And you're not going to get that every single night. I get that. But I can't have the stretch of the game where it seems like they don't get on base for like 2 or 3 times through the order. And that's something that happens to the Phillies quite often until you have nights like what you saw Saturday.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good club. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to see. Now, can they find ways to have 2/5 of their starting rotation not be a black hole?
That'd be nice.
If you want to be one of those teams that gets that at least belief system built in, that's what they're going to need to do.
Well, they got a new guy tonight called Undecided that's going to try it.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? What nationality is that?
I'm not sure.
It's because I want to make sure you're pronouncing it.
He's a young guy. I'm not too familiar.
Sort of like Turkey. I want to know that I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I've heard
Undecided?
I've heard Turkey A recently.
Yeah, but
you got to throw the extra
I
E on
finally
there.
When did that start?
No, it's
Couldn't tell you.
No. I did get the explanation because I asked about it on Twitter.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, when did this crap start? When did they now tell me?
Crap if that's what they are called.
No. They're trying to tell Americans this is how you're supposed to pronounce it.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Well, that's the right way to say it. We'll say it that way.
That's not how. That's not. We don't say France. We don't say no. This is how they pronounce it.
Sure. And so,
Turkey is how we pronounce.
People are paying respect.
Turkey is how we pronounce it, and we've always pronounced it. It's what it is. That's the whole thing. The soccer community is not going to, the international soccer community is not going to tell people, okay, now, this is how you're supposed to pronounce it. It is, by the way, the government, the international leaders have called it Turkey forever. I mean, seriously.
Sure. I heard for the first time this weekend. And
it's on the ads now, too.
All right.
So, yes.
Turkey A. We got Team USA against Turkey A this Thursday. Speaking of Team USA.
I like the turkey breast.
Let's not wait too long to get into this on the show today. Team USA is now 2-0. They win their group stage for the first time since 1930. All right, so we're talking historic,
96 years.
Being 2-0, winning their group stage this early. We have a game that literally means nothing. That's the unfortunate part of it. I think a lot of people are like, oh, wow, I want to watch, and now they realize that this Thursday's game means nothing.
And it's 10 o'clock?
Yeah, it's
that's
10 o'clock
perfect.
at night. That's
this
the
is the
other
one.
Yeah, you know
nothing.
what? I'm glad this game means nothing because I can go to sleep and not have to worry about it.
The West Coast people will enjoy it, but 10 o'clock at night is a big swing and miss.
But it means nothing, literally nothing.
That's a beautiful thing.
If they win, it doesn't change where they rank in the round of 32. If they lose, it doesn't change anything. So Team USA has a friendly pretty much this upcoming Thursday. But how does it get approached? How do you approach something like this when you're in a tournament? You're trying to stay sharp. And some of our soccer heads will share that. Some of the people who really is that. Oh, Andy Soccer over here was on ESPN Radio this weekend, and I got to talk to a couple of soccer people.
Well then, okay, so you got insight from people who know what they're talking about.
And I said, that was my question. My very first question for both guests was, hey, so, this game means nothing, but they've also only been together for a month because they started their training camp in May.
Sure.
Do you keep playing or do you rest everybody? Everybody basically said Pulisic is not playing.
No, he shouldn't.
Well, he shouldn't play.
That guy's their best player, and he was hurt, and so let's put him on ice. But they would not be surprised if you saw at least the first half where the main guys go because you want to continue to figure out where everybody's going to be on the pitch at a given pass with the foot. And make sure they're all on the same page, wearing the same kit. And then maybe they sub out some of these guys, and then in the second half they let the guys get their new experiences and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe we see the starters play the first half.
I wasn't even talking about that. It's more along the lines of do you show anything? Do you what do you show?
One guy compared it I got to get the guy's name. He covers sports nationally for ESPN, but he's obviously doing World Cup stuff now. He compared it to Week 2 preseason football.
Okay, so you're playing your starters,
but you're like
a limited amount of time depending on how much you need to see them.
Yep, handoff left, handoff right. Maybe one throw down the sideline.
So you don't want to, but you don't want to lose. There's nothing that's really going to be affected in the goal differential or anything.
No, nothing.
Okay,
literally nothing changes. The Team USA is going to play whoever they're going to play in the round of 32.
That's all. It was great. And Friday, you had to leave. You do dad duty, but it was fun. It was fun to see the U.S. just dominant.
Well, and so that's the cool thing. Like it has been fun to watch Team USA soccer in a country where soccer heads might tell you it's like this growing sport. It still takes a backseat to many of the major sports. But just 5 months ago, we had the same conversation with Team USA hockey. If we're talking about ranking of the major sports, hockey usually takes a back burner to football. We know that.
And baseball and basketball.
Correct. Basketball goes back and forth, it seems like, in terms of popularity. But Team USA hockey got the backing of this country, even though people might not be diehard hockey fans. Are we going to start seeing that? I would imagine that we do, but I want to hear from people on the Davis Honda text line, phone line, voice memo, 610-632-0975. Has your interest level for Team USA soccer already skyrocketed? Because this team usually is deserving of the lack of respect.
Right.
Historically, Team USA stinks.
They've been chronic underachievers.
Right, they stink.
And with what has been invested in USA soccer,
right.
they have not. There has been no return on investment. It has been pathetic. But this has been great to watch. And Connor, it wasn't even like the other day. It was almost like I don't want to say a keep away, but they were so dominant there wasn't even anything to really watch.
Yeah, got up early, didn't have to do too much. They got a little sloppy against Australia, but part of it is Australia's a much faster team than Paraguay, so they just didn't want to get themselves into any trouble. I haven't seen a Team USA soccer team like control a game the way that they've controlled the two they've played so far. They've looked frenetic in past games when they've played international competition. And now it's like, oh, we know what we're doing. We have a control over this game. Maybe it's the home soil. Maybe it's the coaching, but there's something to believe in here.
Yeah, well, coaching definitely has to be part of it.
I'm not about to start lying to myself saying that they're going to win the World Cup.
No.
All right, like you're doing the whole bit. We have something to believe in.
Don't do that.
We might not have something to believe in, but that's okay. Like,
yes,
this is already better. I mean, 96 years better. This is already 96 years better than what we're used to.
I just want to see them go through. I want to see the third win.
Yeah.
Like, even though, and hopefully that's something that is fait accompli. There's not any kind of worry about it. Go 3-0 in the group stage like this. This would be awesome. And that would be really, again, that's a step forward. And like, hey, next accomplishment, best accomplishment like ever.
Right.
Exactly. Move it forward.
They finished third place back in 1930. All right, so we're talking about a long time since Team USA even finished as a top three team. So, look, we're not going to ask you, hey, are you now all of a sudden going to become a Premier League fan if you weren't before? Or you're going to become a huge MLS fan, right?
Well, the thing is, you watch MLS, and then you watch World Cup, you realize there's a big difference.
But are you in now, right? Like, you know that they're playing this Thursday at 10 o'clock, but maybe more importantly, they're playing July 1st, round of 32 at 8 p.m. Like, I know this. I did not have to Google it this morning. I know it off the top of my head because I've now made plans. Hey, July 1st, because I'm going to be on vacation again. July 1st at 8 o'clock at night. Like, I want to lock in on this. I don't have work the next day. Like, let's go. I'm rocking with the Team USA. Is there an interest and intrigue for you that you didn't have before? 610-632-0975.
So July 1st, you're telling everybody they have to have it on their calendar.
8 o'clock, yeah.
So it's an 8 o'clock, too.
8 o'clock. It's Sunday Night Football. It's
on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, like, let's go.
But if they win that game, they play 4th of July, though, right? I thought they play 4th of July. That would only be a 2-day rest. Do they start pushing the games that close to matches too close together like that?
Great question.
That would be brutal.
I'm not.
Because that's close.
I'm a soccer expert every
Look
4
at
years.
I mean, seriously.
There is less time in between those games than the group stages because there's just so many more teams that have to play.
I think we have the
stages.
hydration breaks because once these games are going to be tighter, we need the hydration breaks. Sponsored by Powerade.
And here's the team mom with the Rice Krispie treats too. It's unbelievable.
That's after the game.
Serious.
You can't do Rice Krispie treat during the game.
Well,
by the way,
if they believe me, with these guys, if they sold it, they would do it.
By the way, speaking of selling it, I was watching the game with Germany this weekend, Germany Ivory Coast, and it was great. Went down to the wire. This guy for Ivory Coast had like a wide open shot.
He went Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons did.
What do you mean Ben Simmons?
He
back post, one touch, didn't take it.
No, he did
Oh,
not.
dude,
in a
I'll show you.
game.
Dude, I'll show you the video. It was embarrassing. And then
Because soccer fans usually want to like have tried to murder people that have missed.
yeah, no, dude, like
you
it
know,
was like I was like, oh my God, that guy got the yips in that moment. But earlier in the game, it was such a soccer moment. Two guys on Germany and Ivory Coast, I think, like went up for a header, and then they both pretended like they died because they were both trying to get the call. And I watched two guys rolling around in pain, holding their ankles, their shoulders, their heads. You would think they were like deserving of the Purple Heart. And this went on for like a solid 2 minutes until the official finally blew the whistle. And they both just got up and were fine. And I'm like, I get it. It's a part of the sport. But do you have pride?
Is it a part of the sport?
Obviously. We
Like
joke about it all the time.
Yeah.
But do you not have pride, man?
No.
Like, unless you're trying to catch a breather. We see it in football. The defensive lineman that drops because they're not trying to let the offense
like
hurry
that.
up. Like, these guys.
It's embarrassing.
Have pride, man.
Come on. Well, yeah, negative.
There's my soccer hate.
There you go. Negative Nate. Have to get on that later.
All right, coming up next, Jalen Carter was smiling this weekend, Johnny. Oh, my God.
Is he?
We now have an idea of what the market's going to look like.
Could have set the market instead.
Well, he'll reset the market.
Oh, boy.
How's that sound? That comes your way next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils mash against the Mets. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took the series against the Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper continued their monster weekends, both going yard in the win on Father's Day. Don Mattingly talked about how fun it is to watch Schwarber hit.
Just his game planning is so good, what he's looking for, where he's got to start. Yeah, that part, you had a feeling that was kind of what you saw from the other side. So it's definitely it's fun to watch.
It was fun to watch that series wrap up against the Mets. The Phils now start a series with the Nationals tonight in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. Phils have not yet announced a starting pitcher for that one. We are just a day away from draft night for the Sixers. New president of basketball operations, Mike Yancey, prepares to make his first big move. We will keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they could do at pick number 22. Adam Aronson will join us coming up at 8:05 to break down what he's heard. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. And in World Cup news, Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D and punched their ticket to the round of 32. France and Iraq tonight, 5 p.m. at the Link. Wyndham Clark, the wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock, in your golf news for the weekend as well. I'm Connor Thomas from the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. He's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was the loss, obviously. And then I think last year he was able to get a win, right? me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won it. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert. What a great quarterback. What a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
Without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
Yep.
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team.
And
so you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Should the Phillies trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, The Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert. They don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked-over shelves at a...
Now more of Kincade and Salciunas.
97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
This hour of Kincade and Salciunas is presented by Bradford White Water Heaters. Bradford White, they're here for the pro.
It is 6:30 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. I hope all you dads out there had a nice Father's Day. It was a beautiful day. Beautiful weekend. Like I sometimes, Mother's Day was finally nice this year, but I've had this conversation with my wife. The moms, even though the day is bigger, do we agree that Mother's Day is usually bigger than Father's Day?
Usually bigger. It's 100 times bigger.
Mother's Day, however, you still get the bad territory of weather because it's still that early spring. April showers bring May flowers. It has rained a lot the last couple of years. We usually have great weather, man, and this weather was freaking
spectacular.
It was a beautiful weekend, man. So I hope everybody had a great time. Before we get into Jalen Carter, our man, the Dominican Austin Wells, has chimed in on YouTube to answer the show question regarding the Phillies and whether or not this weekend reminded you that they can be dangerous. Good perspective from the Dominican Austin Wells. He said the issue with the Phillies is they can't afford to have Schwarber or Harper go cold or they're cooked. The rest of the lineup seems to let them down constantly. They're too heavy.
That's not anybody contesting that?
No, and that's been the problem with the playoffs the last couple of years.
How long have we been talking about this?
Schwarber the last two postseasons has been bad. Bryce
Miserable.
was okay last year, but it's 2024 he was good. Trey Turner has been bad the last 2 years in the postseason.
Atrocious.
It seems like one guy plays fine, and then it's the other two that don't, and that's not going to carry this team because everybody else has come up small as well. And then we do the whole, are you blaming the big money guys or are you blaming everybody else? Because the big money guys are supposed to come through, but they're three of a lineup of 9, and you need other guys to step up too. And this is
blame the
been
big money
issue.
guys.
Of course you should.
I'll blame those guys who are the primetime guys who are supposed to be the guys that step up for this team. And they have come up small way, way too often.
Yeah, absolutely. So they got to come through. By the way, when did this Bryce Harper 35-ounce bat start?
I don't know where that came from, honestly.
So he hit it the day he had the cycle, Saturday, he was using the 35-ounce bat, which that's a big-ass bat, right?
Yeah.
And then yesterday he struck out his first at-bat with the old bat. So then he went back to the 35-ounce bat, and then all of a sudden he has a great game afterward.
Bro, he's weird. He'll use, like, other teammates' bats. He'll go one batting glove, no batting gloves, the thumb thing. Like, he changes a lot of stuff when he's trying to figure out what's going on.
Spits or puts the toothpaste right into his mouth.
Well,
and
that's
then
just
brushes. I mean,
the cycle, huh?
Yeah, the guy's nuts. Yeah, the cycle.
Yeah, the history books will tell you Bryce Harper.
Yeah, the history will tell you it was the cycle. Yes, they will.
You can.
The official scorer will.
Do you not want him to hit for the cycle?
Yes, I do want him to hit for the cycle when it's earned. That was not a triple.
Well, actually, according to Rule 9.06 in the Baseball Almanac, it's determining the value of base hits and whether or not he would have been going from home plate from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The OS manual states, had the bases been empty, would the batter runner have attempted to advance the extra base? If not, the value of the base hit should not include the additional base. We all know that Bryce Harper was going to do whatever he could to try to stretch that double into a triple.
And if the bases were empty, he never is going for a triple.
Yeah, he's gunned out.
He is, and more importantly,
he would have
If the Mets
he would have gone for it. He just would have been gunned out.
And if the Mets throw it to third, he's out by 12 feet, 15 feet.
Yeah, well, they did
It is
John.
absolutely ridiculous that the official score kissed his ass.
Well, whatever. What do you mean?
And did that.
Who cares? Whatever.
No, what do you mean? Who cares?
What are you protecting?
You are
the sanctity of the record books.
Yes.
You know,
you're absolutely.
I know he's not a Game of Thrones guy. You know the maesters that have the big chains that are like, it's to protect the history of the realm. That's
so you're cool with just making crap up.
I'm not angry about it.
No, but
you're angry about it.
You're cool about just making crap up, like saying we're just going to give somebody something that they didn't earn. You're like that. It doesn't matter. Yes, it matters.
I don't care.
I know you don't care because you wanted them to get it.
No, if they scored a double, I would have been fine with it. Like,
but
I wouldn't have come on here Monday morning going, "How dare they score that?"
No, but it's ridiculous. It's it's manipulating the game. It's manipulating. They don't even give errors.
They've been manipulating the game forever.
They don't even. No, they haven't been forever. They have not.
It's based off of a guy that says, is that a hit or not? Is that a double or not? Is that a triple or not?
This is where you are just. This is where you speak of, and you're speaking from youth. This is not something that has been done forever. This is not the way baseball was done forever. And as you can hear Ricky talk about it in the afternoons, they used to give errors to ball players. They used to call things errors. They didn't give players base hits on stuff that are clearly errers. They manipulate the stats of the game.
Ricky just texted me and said, not a triple.
It's a joke.
That's fine.
It's a joke. That's not a triple in any way, shape, or form.
John. The inside the park home run that he got, was it last year or 2 years ago? Like, it was not inside the park.
Well, there was one on Skeens, too.
Something happened. The center fielder fell down, and Bryce Harper, and it's like, it wasn't a home run.
I don't care if it's not. Why don't you?
Because it's not a big deal.
I don't have a reaction the way that you're having. I'm sorry that I'm not matching your energy.
No, but making up stats doesn't matter. Like giving guys stuff that they didn't earn doesn't matter.
I don't think Bryce Harper's Hall of Fame resume is going to be impacted by that triple or not.
No, but it's the idea is that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're just sitting there going, it's like, the stats of the game, the rules of the game, everything. It doesn't matter. It's who cares? It was a cool moment. He got it. No, but he didn't even earn it. It's just weird that stuff doesn't matter.
I just that's not my takeaway from this weekend. My takeaway from this weekend was
whoa. No, don't pull that crap. Don't pull that. That wasn't no.
I'll be honest, John. Coming in this morning, I didn't even think. It wasn't even on my mind.
That wasn't my takeaway from the weekend
I'm not saying it's your complete takeaway, but it's on your mind. It wasn't even on my mind.
No, that's how you just painted it.
Okay, I'm sorry for
don't paint it that way. My takeaway of the weekend that it was freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But don't paint it that way. Paint it that it's ridiculous that's what baseball's become now. That it's just, we're going to just manipulate things and not care about what they actually mean. It's crazy. Like rules of the game don't matter. Stats of the game don't matter.
I just don't have the reaction. At all. And again, I'll keep it 100. It's my batting coach thing. If Kevin Long got a 10-year extension today, or if he got fired today, I wouldn't care. If Bryce Harper, if they said, that's a double, sorry, I wouldn't be like, how dare they not give him a triple? I would have been, Bryce Harper had a hell of a game. Period. Right?
It's good. But it was more of his stupid ass base running too. More of the same out of Bryce Harper afterwards.
Yeah. Safe.
More of the same. Yeah, no.
You know, wasn't safe yesterday?
More of the same.
You want to talk about that base running? What the hell was Juan Soto doing?
What was that?
No idea.
What was it at that point in that game? What is it?
You're down 5-1, and he hits a base hit 6 inches to the left of Derek Hill, who's playing center field yesterday. And Juan Soto's like, I'm going to try to stretch this into the.
Does that matter?
He was not even he was what? Not even. I think he rounded first base when Hill had the ball.
I think he was 2 steps off of first base.
Yeah.
Did you see? I'm drawing a blank on the manager's name.
Carlos Mendoza.
He was the look on his face.
I bet I was at the game.
The look on his face on the broadcast. It's like, I am so tired of this crap. Get me out of it. It was almost like, get me out of here.
I
can't take it.
I was sitting first baseline, so I saw him hit the turn, and I was like, oh my god, he's going. And he had the collective crescendo of the Phillies fans seeing exactly, we all saw what was happening before the ball even entered the infield. It was crazy.
It just is a really weird way. The way the sport is played today is really weird.
Yeah.
It's like fundamentals don't matter, base running doesn't matter. It's very, very strange what's being done with it, and it sucks. It sucks for baseball fans. And Mendoza,
I appreciated it yesterday.
Mendoza's like, get me out of here.
Yeah,
it's
no,
like, please, can I get out of here quickly?
By the way, Jeffrey Simmons just got Jalen Carter paid. Not that we didn't think that Jalen Carter was going to get paid. If you missed it over the weekend, Jeffrey Simmons, 3-year extension, incredible defensive tackle with the Tennessee Titans. You know, you can make the case that he's one of the top 3 defensive tackles in all football. Just
he was
like
always going to get paid less than Carter, though.
Yes.
If Carter and him were on the open market, he was never going to get as much money as Carter.
But 3 years, $105.8 million, 100 of which is guaranteed. All right, he got $5.8 million that's not guaranteed. $100 million guaranteed for Jeffrey Simmons. So even if you say he was always going to get less, but
it wasn't going to be crazy less.
Right. Jalen Carter, regardless, is getting more. He's going to reset the market whenever they do pay Jalen Carter, and Jalen Carter will get over $100 million guaranteed. He's going to get paid over $106 million. It's going to eat up so much of your cap. If Jalen Carter got the extension that Simmons got this weekend, like today, he would be the second highest paid Eagle right away. It knocks everyone down a peg, and now Howie Roseman really has to get creative.
And now you had the chance to set the market, and you didn't. Again, this is one of those things, like I say, with the Jalen contract. When the longer you wait, everything just goes significantly up. Now, one of the guys that you got to pay, that we all agree, they're going to pay the 2 Jalens. They're going to pay both Jalens. They've now gone up. Now that number's gone up. Amy was like, do you think he's going to get 40? And I said, yeah, I think he's going to get 40.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right now, Jalen Carter's going to get – I think Jalen Carter right now with the 35, I actually thought Simmons might get more than that. So Jalen Carter, I think 38 is a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, it's probably the starting point, honestly.
I mean, my gosh, the numbers. And then now everybody who signs, like if Lamar signs before Jalen Hurts, if you saw Simmons sign before Jalen Carter, these numbers just keep going up, and it's not good for the.
Now, fortunately, the cap goes up seemingly every single year, which kind of helps Howie a little bit. But I mean, look, this is what happens when you're successful. It's like the offensive coordinator. What would you rather have? Your team be bad and keep your coaching staff, or your team be good and you lose your coaching staff? The reason why we're talking about Jalen Carter getting paid is because the dude is a fierceful player. He's a forceful player. He's incredible. He's arguably the best at his position. But you're going to have to start looking at who's not going to get paid one day. And that's one of the problems with being a good football team. Guys leave all the time.
I think this shows us, though, why the Eagles and Jalen Carter were so far. Like Drew Rosenhaus, very, very well connected in what's going on with the pay structure of football. I imagine they had an idea that the Simmons deal was close when we were talking about this. They're probably like, we're not touching this.
It's one thing for us to say how we should try to get ahead of this. It's another thing for Jalen Carter's agent to say, no, we're going to wait.
I'll tell you,
and see how much we can get.
think now that Simmons signed, I think Carter's camp wants to get it done now.
I agree with you. But I think this is what they were waiting for. So anyone who was worried about the mandatory minicamp stuff, they probably sniffed this one out.
I think this is a good one. Now that this is good news, this should be good news for his camp to get something done.
Bill Colorula's celebrating it, man.
Hopefully it'll be done.
All right, coming up next. I told you I was at the Phillies game last night. It hit me while I was there that I was in the building for something for the first time. I can't wait to talk about it. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
The world's biggest soccer tournament has arrived, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every single match from the opening stage all the way to the final. Not every nation is through the group stage. Team USA winning Group D, which you could have traded on with Kalshi, but there are still important games going on. And we've got, well, one special side playing in Philadelphia tonight. 5 p.m. game between France and Iraq down there in South Philadelphia. And France is trading at a 90% probability to win that one, meaning a $100 trade pays out $110 if they win. Hey, might seem like an easy one, but maybe you just want to see one go in. You need that sometimes. And on Kalshi, the best part is you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. So even for some that look like layups, like France taking on Iraq, you might be able to find a way to exploit that market if you trade at the right time. So for a limited time, download the Kalshi app and make sure you use code Fanatic to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. That's Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
The San Loquido piece that came out with Carson Wentz, and
yeah.
So there was a lot of defense of Carson. I guess what I'm saying is, independent of Carson Wentz, does it feel like the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back after everything that's been put out there in the media and everything?
I mean, I don't feel like they've run the bus over him, but I do remember when the Carson Wentz article came out. They went into a damage control mode. I think they had Carson meeting with some reporters afterward to give his side of the story and clear the air. And I don't know if their reaction this time around is a result of that, like a byproduct of, do we really have to do this every time, because it's really not necessary, or if it's because they just don't. I don't think it's because of their relationship with Jalen Hurts right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that it's Philly. This is going to happen. Stories are going to come out. It's been coming out even before Carson. So you have different people in charge now too. It's not Doug Peterson and his crew anymore. So I thought Howie didn't do the greatest job of backing up Jalen Hurts, but I also didn't think he was rolling the. Some people interpret it as that's messaging from Howie. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
With Lamar, it's changed.
You're right.
He's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what, Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow's took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions that one game against Houston.
It is 6:49 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 Fanatic. Must be allergy season. My God, dude.
Did you cut lawn?
No.
No, you didn't cut
Maybe
the
I was
lawn.
at
You
the
didn't.
Phillies game for too long yesterday. I don't know.
Because you really, you sound very clogged up.
It's been all morning. Connor, as you have been amazed with my abilities in the past.
Which abilities, Connor?
I don't know what
have
he's
you been
talking
amazed at?
When I drive into work, I raw dog my coffee. I go
Craziest thing anyone ever does.
I go straight mug. No,
Which is the craziest
so
thing.
if people watch on YouTube, you'll see me take a sip of my travel mug. The travel mug is what I drink here.
Correct.
But driving to work, I'm driving and holding the steering wheel in one hand and just regular coffee
By the way,
mug in the other.
Officers of the law and kids at home, please do not
don't
be
do
Andrew
that.
Salciunas.
I need people to start brake checking Salciunas just to teach them a lesson.
And you've spilled a few times, but not often.
Once, and today was day 2. A little drop of burning, piping hot coffee in my leg because I sneezed. Because usually my sneezes hit me when I get here, but I had just pulled out of my neighborhood, and I'm like having a freaking attack.
You're having an attack.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Wow, that's not good.
I'm all right, I'll be fine.
What a life
Good,
you live.
good club, though.
Good club. Speaking of my presence at the Phillies game yesterday, by the way, 2-0 this season. Ray Dunn likes to take all this, credit
Yeah, Ray Dunn hasn't
for
been very good luck
for
this
winning
year.
these games. I'm 2-0. I'm just saying.
Okay.
It hit me yesterday.
The allergies?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's hitting me now. 9th inning. The Duran entrance. I had not been in the building for it at night.
You've never been there for it?
No, because think about it. I have a 4-year-old, so when I go, it's usually an afternoon game.
Okay.
I leave here from work, and we go down to the ballpark for a little bit, and then I pick them up from daycare, right?
Okay.
Weekend games, I usually pick, if we're going as a family, the 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock start. Like, I have not been at a Phillies game. By the way, they don't start at 7 o'clock anymore. Last night was a late night. It was ridiculous.
Okay.
That was the first time. It's awesome. It is
sick, dude.
It is really cool. Like, it's been cool seeing it on TV for the last season and a half, or I guess full season at this point. But being in the building for it, even though it was 6-2 and it wasn't like a one-run
What is it
save,
about using it, though?
I'm fine with them using it when you're up 4, not when you're down 4 in the playoffs like they did last year against the Dodgers.
See, I think save situations. Like, I think it's stupid when you're down. I think it's stupid to bring it just to play it every single time he comes in. I don't think is.
Did they do it Saturday?
They did do it Saturday.
Did they when they were up 15-3?
They did do it. I think they did do it Saturday. They played it.
You know what's against the Mets? Screw them. I'm fine with
I
it.
mean,
run it up on them.
It is.
You probably shouldn't do it up 12-4. You're 1 run away from a save situation. So like I'll be okay with that one. It's when they're losing the playoffs. You don't need to do the pyrotechnics.
Which
No,
was
for sure not.
really bad.
No.
But even up 4, every time I see that in the ballpark, there'll be times where I'm like wandering down on the concourse and I'm not up in the box, and people will sprint away from like food lines and beer lines
see it.
You're
to
drawn
get to
to
the
it.
field to
Yeah,
see it.
you're drawn
Like, it's a
to it.
very cool thing.
It is cool because let's face it, a couple of years ago when Timmy Trumpets and Edwin Diaz had their thing, like we were jealous of it. I was. I know there were people in this building that were like, I hate anything with the Mets, and I was like, no.
I hate anything with the Mets. I was not jealous.
I was like, I hate the Mets too, but like, I'll be honest, I miss something like that.
Did you like the Grimace too? Were you jealous of the Grimace?
No, screw the Grimace, dude. Like,
Grimace.
I see anything with the Mets, I just immediately hate on. So I hated the Timmy Trumpets.
I'm more of the who's the burglar? That's my favorite.
The Hamburglar.
The Hamburglar. Yeah, he's
Hamburglar.
Yeah, he's my favorite. All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Did this weekend remind you? Because it reminded me. I needed it. That this Phillies team can be extra dangerous. What do we got on the text line? Also, Team USA soccer interest. Like, I now know that they're playing Thursday at 10 o'clock and that they're playing July 1st at 8 o'clock. If you asked me a week ago, when are they playing Game 3, and do you have any idea if they made the round of 32 when they would play, I would say no. I haven't looked that stuff up. Now I have, because I've gained interest, just like we saw this entire country just get captivated by Team USA in hockey. And I feel like we're doing that same thing now with soccer. What do we got?
Yeah, people definitely are. Trish checks in, says, I'm going to France versus Iraq tonight down at the lake.
Oh,
I have
nice.
about 10 hours to learn offsides and about some positions.
And you know what? It's cool that Trish is just admitting I'm not a soccer fan, but like this was an event that I didn't want to miss. I looked at the ticket market when it first came out, and then I quickly exited out
about
the
like
ticket market.
$1,100.
Yeah, I
stuff
quickly
like
hit
that.
X on that window. I was like, yeah, I'm not paying for these tickets, but
I'm excited.
it's been
I'm
cool.
excited for the people have had such a great time. The Brazilian fans the other night.
Oh yeah,
that looked wild.
Yeah,
that looked wild.
Stateside Live was I've never seen anything like it. Even the Phillies World Series, like I don't remember seeing anything like it. Right?
And
like
no, it was crazy. And the by the way, the civility of the the crowds, the lack of any kind of police activity, it's been great. The city has had just a beautiful time with this.
Yeah, we got
Bravo.
no beef matchups yet. Wait till we see what we get, though, in the knockout stages. Because if you get the round of 16 game here and it happens to be two sides that know each other, that might change a little bit.
That'd be fun.
The round 16 game could be here.
That's 4th of July round of 16 game, but it's not going to be
will be
U.S.
here.
though.
It's
but
not
it's not
gonna
going to
be
be
US.
U.S. yet. That sucks. You mean the cradle of liberty, where America began 250 years ago? The USA team will not
John,
play
they
here.
already stole the capital from us. What else
The
do you
USA
think they
will
can
not
do to
play
us?
here on 4th of July. That's smart. Thanks, FIFA.
More Philly disrespect.
Will the Phillies for once play on
You freaking
July
idiots.
4th? Idiots. Will the Phillies play on July 4th? I feel like that's always a beef.
Well, seriously, you should play on every holiday.
There's a way we can find out.
July 4th, they're in Kansas City.
That's great.
Well, because of
Oh, no, I understand
soccer,
that.
yeah.
No, I understand it.
All right, coming up next, how 2 games can give you a glimpse of how it's supposed to look. We got that this weekend with the Phillies. We'll check more text messages and also the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avidan Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. It's about that World Cup where we're all showing a little bit more interest. What about you? It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A huge weekend for the Phils. I'm Connor Thomas. The Phillies took the series against the Mets, a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. That the night after absolutely smoking them on Saturday night. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper continued their monster weekends, both going yard in the win on Father's Day. Don Mattingly talked about the energy that Bryce Harper brings to the team.
I think all guys, you want to see guys that play with energy and you want to take chances. We want to take smart chances. Like that's a good chance there. You like to be aggressive, but you like to be aggressive and be smart with it.
Backing up some of Harper's base running decisions from the Saturday night game, they start a series with the Nationals tonight down in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. Phillies have not yet announced a starting pitcher. We are just a day away from draft night for the Sixers as new president of basketball operations Mike Yancey prepares to make his first big move. We'll keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they could do with pick number 22. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D. They're on to the knockout stages. France versus Iraq tonight, 5 p.m. from Lincoln Financial Field. And Wyndham Clark is your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock over the weekend. Adam Aronson will join us coming up at 8:05 to talk about some of the Sixers draft prospects they could have an eye on. This update is brought to you by the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena, undefeated South Philly fighter Johnny Cannoli Garbarino fights former world champ Mike Richmond, plus 2 other world title fights. Tickets at bkfc.com. I'm Connor Thomas from the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic, and the
Loss, obviously, and I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert, what a great quarterback, what a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
Without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
Yep.
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this.
Tunis, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
It's 7 a.m. here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic on this Monday morning, reacting to the Phillies' big weekend against the New York Mets. They dropped game 1, but then games 2 and 3, they said, all right, we're going to beat the crap out of this team. 15-3. On Saturday, 6-2 yesterday. Kyle Schwarber with 4 home runs over the weekend, 9 RBI, just those 2 games. Bryce Harper with the big game Saturday night, follows it up with another good one yesterday. And, of course, you have the great outings by both pitchers. You have Zach Wheeler on the mound yesterday going 5 2/3, 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 earned runs. That was like a lackluster performance for Zach Wheeler. At one point in the second inning, I was sitting next to a guy named Bill, who is to my right, big fan of the show, which is really
Fantastic.
nice. Appreciate you, Bill.
You're not stupid.
Not Bill Colarulo, different Bill.
Because he's not a big fan of the show.
Yeah, of course. Bill, next to me, I heard him go, oh, my God, his ERA just went below 2 at one point. And then, of course, a couple of runs scored, and his ERA goes above 2 again. But Zach Wheeler, we know, has just been freaking ridiculous. And then,
So in other words, Bill needs to just zip it.
yes.
Zip it.
Wait, what is Bill Colarulo saying?
No, I said no. I'm saying as far as the don't jinx the
Oh.
ERA.
Ah.
Don't what the
Don't jinx?
ERA?
I
Yeah,
thought-
don't
I thought
do it.
they
I
had
jinxed it.
I thought
Don't
there was
jinx
no
it.
such thing as jinxes.
Don't jinx it.
And then Christopher Sanchez on Saturday, 6 innings, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 earned run. Probably could have gone deeper in the ball game, but when you're up 15-3, I think it's best to take your ace out for a little bit. Also, speaking of the guy Bill next to me, must be a really big listener of the show
Okay.
because he played along with the joke,
What's that?
the Magic Mattingly touch. Because there was the moment where Zach Wheeler was in a bit of a jam, and Mattingly came out of the dugout. And everybody's wondering,
Yes.
is this the Zach Wheeler's day is done, or is this the old Charlie Manuel, I'm going to go
Where he
out
when he
there
asked him his thing.
and just
Yes.
go out there and show him that I got his back and support him. And then Zach Wheeler gets a ground ball. They couldn't turn the double play, which would have
Correct.
ended the inning, so a run scores. And then he comes out and takes Zach Wheeler out. But
Yes.
there was the Magic Mattingly touch right above the waistline. Like, hey, Zach.
Yeah, you know why?
We
Because he
believe in
can.
you.
Because Don Mattingly can talk to him about baseball.
Well, he
from
can't
being
talk
in
about
those
pitching. He's already
from being
said
in
that.
those situations, which is good.
He's already
So
said
it's-
he can't talk about
It's
pitching.
good. Yeah, but he can talk about baseball.
Yeah, the
in
Magic
those
Mattingly
situations.
touch.
It is. It's
That's
good.
the-
It's good to be able to do that, and also it's nice to see the manager connected to his players and actually like alive during games.
He's back. Yeah, he's back. 2 beat down to the Mets, and John Kincade is once again in love with Magic Mattingly. John and Don are back. I'm glad to hear that you guys have reconnected.
Look. It's after a week of criticism, let's just say it thawed. There could have been some flowers.
You guys had Father's Day.
Maybe we're sent. Whatever.
I don't know which
I
one of
was-
you calls each other daddy, but somebody does.
By the way, I was a little disappointed. Did you read the piece about Don and talking about Preston?
I did not.
It's like they did a little Father's Day piece. I'm sorry if I read it, and I'm trying to think of who. It might have been Matt Gelb. I'm trying to figure out who wrote it. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance. They've spent maybe 10 days together in the last 3+ years and everything. I was disappointed to hear that.
They're busy.
They have Connor, they have 6 months off. What are you talking about?
Yeah, Preston Mattingly's busy.
They have 6 months off. No.
Preston's in the DR going,
They have
what
six-
17?
they have-
No,
they
what
have 6 months
11-year-old can we sign?
He's watching T-ball.
No sport do people have more
He was
time
at Coops
off.
game this summer.
They have more time off in baseball. I was a little disappointed because that'd be a good time to father-son stuff. There's a lot of people. I lost my dad at 16.
I got you.
There's a lot of people who would kill for that. It's the I had a guy lamenting to me the other day saying to me, I'm really upset. He goes, I lost my dad and everything, and he's talking and he's going on. I don't know who he is, and he's talking to me at the pool. And he's like, I lost my dad and I'm really choked up about it. And this guy's probably, I'd say, late 40s, and his dad died last year. And then he's going on and on about it and everything. I said, it's terrible. I feel bad for you and everything. And he goes, is your dad still around? I said, no. And he goes, when did your dad? I said, my dad died when I was 16. And I could just see a look in his face. I'm like, dude, if your dad's alive when you're 30, 40, enjoy every moment of it. Soak it up. Soak it up.
I'm sure the pain of the first Father's Day.
Yes, I mean, it is. But I mean,
was there.
I said soak it up.
Yeah.
You have every time that you do it, soak it up and enjoy
Absolutely. All right. Phil's win Saturday, Sunday, beat downs of the Mets. Okay. And we saw in these two games how it's supposed to look with Trey Turner. How it's supposed to look. And
That is
last year,
correct.
again, look, we can't take away the fact that he was the batting champ last year, and 2 years ago he did bat 295. The problem has been he's gotten to the playoffs and has disappeared, like a couple of his other fellow high-paid players on the Phillies. Trey Turner's been having a really bad season, like bad. Like let's not do the whole he could get hot. Like as of right now, Trey Turner has been having a bad season in Major League Baseball. One of the worst high-paid players in Major League Baseball this year. But to see him play the way that he did these last two games, getting on base to start the top of the order yesterday twice, getting on base a couple of times Saturday night, it just makes things easier for the guy that can hit home runs, and that's Kyle Schwarber. It's why when Trey Turner is going, he should be the leadoff hitter, and we should not debate whether or not Kyle Schwarber should bat leadoff or Trey Turner should bat leadoff. Look at how much better it is for Kyle Schwarber when Trey Turner's on base, because Trey Turner still has his speed. And Trey Turner's still a threat to steal a base. And if you're a threat to steal a base, a pitcher is worried about that and then makes a mistake to Kyle Schwarber, who hits 4 home runs this weekend. Is it a coincidence? Maybe. But it could also be more than a coincidence that Kyle Schwarber finally had a guy on base in front of him and hit 4 home runs this weekend. That's how it's supposed to look. The reason why we're talking about right-handed bats and how desperate they are in need of one is because of Trey Turner's lack of consistency offensively. But if you get what you get this weekend moving forward, they're not going to score 15 runs every single time, but they're going to be more dangerous at the top of the order.
Do you like the way that it's? Do you like the way the lineup is? Would you construct the lineup the same way as Mattingly has done it the majority of this time?
Yeah,
or would you do it differently?
Yeah, it's Dombrowski that I wish would do things differently, but I don't know what else Don Mattingly would do.
Yeah, I haven't had an issue with really any of his lineup
when they went
decisions.
through the 3 weeks they went through a 3-week period that was their worst run production in, I think it was, if I'm right, it was 97 years or something like that, and they weren't doing anything about it, and that's where I was critical about Don Mattingly.
Yeah, and look, I get it. There was the one game where Marsh bats lead off, and it went really well, and then we talked about should they do it again, and, they didn't, and Trey Turner's actually been okay since then, which has been good to see. But, yeah, I mean, like, during that stretch, I thought Turner should have been dropped down, but as I kept on saying, who are you replacing him with? You're going to do the Schwarber leadoff thing, which I hate, but you would do it just to try something different, and then you do Bohm would have batted second.
And he hadn't gotten hot really at that point
Right,
yet.
and you see, and exactly, it's like you can't do revisionist history of going project how that went.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of guys playing bad baseball during that stretch, and yet because of the pitching staff, they kept on winning because Wheeler and Sanchez and Luzardo have been so good for them. And this weekend, again, it set myself as a reminder that this team is dangerous when things are clicking. I just need them to click at the right time, which is the playoffs. I have the Otto Kemp baseball in my hand.
Well, why don't you get rid of that? Because that is cursed. That is cursed. Could you please stop?
Go.
Why don't we get rid of it?
Connor, we might have to do a burial. In case people don't remember, Connor Thomas went on a golf trip this spring, during spring training. And what was it, Bradenton you caught the Phillies?
Somewhere. I don't remember. Wherever the Pirates play.
So Connor and his boys caught a Phillies spring training game not in Clearwater, and Connor got a baseball thrown to him by Otto Kemp, which he flew back and gave to Johnny Marks, because Johnny Marks is the leader of the Get in the Zone AutoZone Club. Yeah. You were, I believe, vice president, saying that he would hit.
How many clubs is Marks trying to found to
a lot?
Yeah, because then you got Club Hertz too, which of course you've got. It's always fun being part of Middays.
Yeah, but Johnny
Marks
isn't in Club Hertz.
No, he's not. He's in the object. No, but
he's in Objective.
No, he
Club
is
Hertz,
Objective Club Hertz, which he had to open up. I'm in Sean Brace's club, by the way. I don't want to be a part of John Marks's club with.
Yeah, I told you I'm
Objective.
I'm the bouncer. I'm outside. I'm putting the red velvet tape.
You're
out there.
Red velvet
No,
tape?
you'd be the ID checkers we talked about. You're not the bouncer. The bouncer, anybody's getting
I would call it a rope.
Yeah.
The velvet rope.
The velvet rope.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. I'm on the outside. I'm right there. I'm listening to the music. I see everybody that's inside. Everybody's beautiful.
You're contributing to the club.
Well, you're making sure everybody's beautiful. You're keeping the.
Yeah.
You're
But
deciding
you're whispering
who gets
to
in.
everybody walking in saying he's actually a game manager. But it's not a bad thing.
There you go.
But it's not a bad. Exactly. I say that in a
Who's
nice
this
way.
crazy guy checking IDs?
All right. Let's check the Davis on the text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington. Give us a couple of Phillies texts, and then we'll check the poll of the day for the World Cup, where I know you're all lying. I voted already. I usually wait till
all line. I don't believe.
I usually wait till you announce it. People are lying on social media this morning. What else is new?
Stop peeking at the poll. We'll get to it.
Wow.
Mike
Connor.
from Virginia checks in on the text line. He says, no, this weekend didn't remind me we can be a good team. It was fun. I love the team and love watching them win, but it's the Mets. They're awful. The truth is we beat up on bad teams and get shut down by the best ones. I watch it. I enjoy it. I take my kid to it, but I'm not pretending the playoffs will be different.
Yeah, I mean, they did sweep the Padres, and I get
The Padres
The Padres have been a strange team this year, but at the time, the Padres were record-wise one of the better teams in baseball.
The Padres are not a bad team.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
If people are going to try to spin that, the Padres are not a bad team.
Yeah, that's why I don't totally agree.
Yeah,
there.
I don't agree with that either. No, can't spin it that way.
And the Cubs Braves thing.
It was a 2-week period.
So long ago now, and it was still with Rob Thompson, and guys were playing really bad baseball, and Zach Wheeler had been back for 5 seconds. I would be interested if we did the Braves Cubs, or whichever order it was now, what it would look like.
Well, you're better than the Cubs right now.
You're not losing every game. That was a 10-game losing streak they went on. You're not.
You're better. You're better than the Cubs right now is all you need to know. And more importantly, last night they got to where I said I want them to be. The first step of where I want them to be at the All-Star break in 3 weeks. They got to the number 1 wild card spot. Now you have 3 weeks to solidify yourself because I wanted a 3-game lead on the number 1 wild card spot by the All-Star break. They're sitting there right now in it. Now I want a 3-game lead on it.
Yeah, they got opportunities. I mean, the Nationals are playing solid ball.
It's an easy schedule between now and the break.
Yeah, they should take care of business. All right, what else we got on the text line?
Joe the Cynic checks in and says, can we take 10 seconds and give Orion Kirkering some love? After a horrendous mistake in October, sticking around to talk with the national media and not run, work his butt off, and have a very strong bounce-back season that got even better this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Yes, we can.
What we're seeing out of Orion Kirkering is what we were thinking we would see last year, like that 8th-inning guy. Well, before they got Duran, we were thinking this guy could be the closer of the Phillies. Then they make the trade for Duran. You're thinking, all right, can this guy be the 8th-inning lockdown guy? And unfortunately, he wasn't. He's showing that he can be. You hope that it continues. You hope that when spots are bigger, it continues. Because I don't know who Brad Keller is.
Well, yes, you do. He's bad.
Well,
right, he's been bad
he's
all
on
year.
The injured list right now. But we'll see when he bounces back. But if Brad Keller is not the guy he was last year with Chicago, then you need Orion Kirkering to be good for the Phillies in the 8th inning. It was good to see Alvarado have a relatively clean inning yesterday. He needs to compile more of those for me to feel comfortable.
I don't know that this is unfair, but are you going to feel comfortable with Orion Kirkering in October?
Not right now because they haven't given him enough leverage chances in the regular season.
Yeah.
Now, if the rest of the way you're throwing him in the 8th inning because the Keller thing hasn't worked out and he's lights out, I will have faith in him, but he's got to prove it in spots between now and then.
I think that the back of my mind is always going to be, please, but I admire the young man so much, the way he's bounced back, but I admired it so much the way he handled it. The way he's handled everything.
He wasn't. Connor and I went through this.
He wasn't an
last
A.J.
week.
Brown coward running out of the building after the San Francisco game.
But Connor and I went through this off the air last week. He's been bad in the playoffs. Period. Like not just last year.
You're right.
He was not good in that Arizona series. He was not great against the Mets, who was in the bullpen at that point.
He has not been a good playoff performer 3 times.
So I get what you're saying, which is why I'll go back to what I said last week. The way baseball seems to be shaping up right now, and we're going to tell you about a team that's already making a mistake with the message that they put out to baseball this weekend. There's going to be teams that are hesitant to trade players. I think the Phillies' big trade is going to be a bullpen arm. I think because you don't know about Brad Keller. Alvarado has not been what they you know that the Phillies expected Alvarado to bounce back after everything that went down last year, and he's been horrific.
He's awful.
So if Keller's not good and Alvarado's not good, who were supposed to be your 7th and 8th inning lockdown guys, I would not be surprised if on August 2nd, when we're reacting to the MLB trade deadline, or August 3rd, we're going to be saying the Phillies' biggest move was somebody from another team's bullpen. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
I don't think I guess that's fair.
It won't be sexy for people because we've been talking about a bat for 3 years now. It'll be another bullpen arm, which might not be the worst move.
It might not be, but bang for the buck. If it's not a bat, I don't think it's going to be good news. I don't think it's good news. I mean, sure, it'll improve us, but I'm not sure that it's good news for us.
Yeah, I got you. Because again, they batted 7 left-handed bats the other day. Like they need somebody that can bat from the right side, and you got to hope that Trey Turner can capitalize off of what he did this weekend. That's where we're at this point. All right, what's the poll of the day looking like? Brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. We know that it was strong throughout the entire 6 o'clock hour. Believe it or not, strong again here in hour 2, even though the people voting are lying.
Our question going into the World Cup, what were you more interested in? 2 options, the tournament itself or Team USA success. 56% are saying Team USA success, 44% saying the tournament itself. Now, who do you think's lying in this?
The people saying Team USA success.
Yes.
Because there has not been.
Really?
Here's the thing is that, remember, there are people who are just USA, and I think that's what they're answering that, Andrew.
Okay. Yeah,
I think that's how they're answering. I think they're just answering it as, I'm just wrapping myself in the flag, and I think I get it.
Well, I respect that.
No, but I think that's how they're answering it.
Okay.
That's to me, I think, is how they're answering it. Wouldn't you think?
It's a home World Cup in your country, and Mexico and Canada as well. But it's here, and you have a team that's somewhat. It's not like we're rooting for another draw for them. Cape Verde, like we have a team that should make it through to the knockout stages and has. And some people, that's more important to them than what France does or what Argentina does. Like, for me, I'm much more interested. I'll watch passively the other games. But when Team USA's on, that's my day.
It was so cool to watch it was so cool to watch them be in such control. And it's awesome when your team is good enough that it's almost nonchalant viewing. And Connor and I, after you had left, we sat there at that bar.
Yeah.
And it was like nonchalant viewing. There's no stress.
Yeah, which is rare to see from a USA national soccer.
Well, especially when you get an own goal like 11 minutes into the game.
Definitely helps.
Which helps.
That doesn't hurt.
I mean, the reason why I say it is because, like, going into the World Cup, like, USA was the favorites to win their group, but they were plus money. They were the only plus money country as an odds-on favorite to win their group. So, like, There's not been historic success for Team USA, which is like, I get excited for the World Cup regardless. If Team USA doesn't qualify in 4 years from now, I'm still watching the World Cup because I think it's really cool, period. Like, I love the storylines of these nations going against each other. So, look, if USA wins, it's an added bonus. Like, let's go. If USA goes on some sort of run, I'm not even saying wins the whole thing, but goes on some sort of run in the sport where it's not ours, kind of like the hockey thing last year, beating Team Canada in the gold medal game. Yeah, it's added enjoyment. But going into the World Cup, I did not go into it going, let's see what Team USA can do. Neither did anybody that actually covers soccer. Nobody thought that they were going to do anything. So this is a nice little surprise.
No,
I mean,
to this
everybody
point,
they've done what they expect.
They've done what they expect them to do.
Yeah,
now
this should have been expected.
No, but now they're being talked about as like, oh man, they're doing a lot more than anybody expected them to.
Well, I think everybody expected them to make the 32 was a foregone conclusion. Am I?
Well, because they were the
Essentially,
favorites, yeah.
Yeah, it was a foregone conclusion.
But the way they're doing it,
the way they're doing it is the dominant fashion
Yeah, that's
is
fun.
more of the eye-opening. Wow, that's impressive. But it also tells you too that they should be better than the teams that they're playing right now.
Going into the Cup, they had the 13th best odds to win the whole thing at plus 5,000 behind Colombia, Japan, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, Germany, Argentina, Portugal, Brazil, England, France, and Spain.
And that doesn't shock me on any of those countries. You know what I mean?
No, which is why it's been an added enjoyment.
I think it's really good. I think it's really fun, and I'm just glad to see. I'm more impressed with how our country and how our city has hosted this event. It has been just flawless. I mean, everybody who's visiting the country, the foreign nationals that are all talking about how much the great time they're having.
The most beautiful city they've ever been to.
Well, no, not just our city. They're just talking about how this event has been amazing. I mean,
yeah, man.
It's a lot different than going to Qatar.
It is
different. The people get a much
they don't
different
have
travel
Buc-ee's over there.
Plus, it's not 113 degrees.
Yes, but we got hydration breaks. So.
There you go.
All right. It's the land of the free.
Megan
damn it.
Rapinoe doesn't like them.
All right. What, she does not?
No. Very anti.
Well, it changes the game.
She doesn't like it.
Sponsored by Powerade.
I bet she doesn't like it a lot.
Money's money.
Coming up next, it looks like we have to take another name or multiple names off the list for the Phillies to trade for.
Oh, boy.
Because some organizations continue to show why they just suck. Explain more coming up next here on The Fanatic.
I know when you've been in business for almost 4 decades that you're doing something right. And Dan White and Associates, well, they have been doing that right, specializing in retirement and financial planning. Dan White and Associates helps people figure out their financial futures. Now, if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 50s, if you're in your 60s, Dan White and Associates can help you do whatever you need to get that peace of mind that you're looking for. They want you to find certainty in your financial future and whatever your dreams are. Because finances, well, they can be an overwhelming topic. Finances in retirement can be absolutely intimidating. That's why they host these educational seminars throughout Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland. Go have a great meal, go listen to a presentation, and then you're going to want your own complimentary no-risk consultation. And you can have it at one of their 3 area offices, and you will find out what I already know. These people, they're going to make you feel comfortable, relaxed, and that first conversation can lead to a second, and you're going to know what Dan White and Associates have been telling people for 4 decades. Peace of mind. It's right around the corner. Check out danwhiteandassociates.com on the web.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Bills take down the Mets. That's always a fun thing to say. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took the series against the Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper continued their monster weekends, both going yard in the win on Father's Day. Don Mattingly talked about how fun it's been this year to watch Kyle Schwarber go through his process of hitting.
Just his game planning is so good. What he's looking for, where it's got to start. Yeah, that part, you had a feeling that was kind of what you saw from the other side. So it's definitely it's fun to watch.
4 home runs over 2 games will bring that type of praise for the manager. The Phils start a series with the Nationals tonight in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. The Phillies have not yet announced a starter. We are just a day away from the draft night for the Sixers. As new president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey, is set to make his first big move in his new position. We will keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they could do at pick number 22. Adam Aronson, Philly Voice, joins us at 8:05 to help us learn some of the prospects there. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D, and they punched their ticket to the round of 32. France will take on Iraq tonight at 5 p.m. in World Cup action here in Philadelphia. And in golf, Wyndham Clark was your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and The Fanatic.
So you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Should the Phillies trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. Would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What it is the Phillies don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
First of all, starting the tweet with sorry Philly fans. Like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff, that, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia in Super Bowl 52? Were they out on the street saying, wow, look how united the city of Philadelphia is. Yay, Philly. Yay. Come on with that stuff. Get out of here. And every fan is coming at Sealski, and they're right. Like, don't lecture the city of Philadelphia. With what we've had to put up with from New York, we're now supposed to be, yay, Knicks fans. Like, I appreciate what Brunson did and Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Like, I feel good for the players. I feel good for the players. They deserved it. They earned it. They're a likable team. But to sit here and lecture the Philadelphia fans that we're supposed to
here. I am currently rocking the cap that they gave out to all men 15 and older yesterday in honor of Father's Day.
And I was looking at the cap and saying that is an extremely sharp cap.
It's nice hat. It's a really nice hat.
That is. By the way, can you take off the headset and show people if they're on the YouTube? See, let me see the back.
It's just like the trucker.
Yeah, but that's a sharp-looking cap. That is a nice cap.
They got the Chevy
and you know what?
logo on the side.
Chevy did a nice job of logoing it, but not overly logoing
Their
it.
giveaway hats lately have been awesome.
The Phillies do. The Phillies do second to none.
I have a winter cap from a Sixers game. It was a Tasty Cake, and like basically there was more Tasty Cake letters than actual blue of the Sixers hat. So I get what you're saying, but I know back in your day, the giveaways were not
awesome.
Well, yeah, but it was like the batting gloves that would like rip.
No.
Well, you had Bat Day. I guess that
our
was
stuff was great. I went to Willie Montañez Bat Day.
That's true.
Are you kidding me? We had much better. We had full-size batting helmet day.
Oh, you know what? You're right.
The giveaways were 100% better.
Oh, okay.
We had the kids' jersey day.
Yeah.
Was a little like what they would now be passing off as these replica jerseys that you're paying for.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, then maybe there was a middle ground.
No. What happened is, by the time I grew out of being a kid, then it went to the crappy stuff.
Okay, so you had like the elite time.
So it was after your father's age. It was my age. So if you're in the 60 to like 45 group, we lived in the golden era.
Okay.
We had great giveaways. Like we had they gave you a baseball. They gave you a Major League Baseball.
Okay. Yeah, they call that Aaron Nola start.
Yeah.
Well, you can get them anytime Nola's starting now.
But there was the time where like the painter's hat was like the big giveaway, and it was like,
oh my God, the MAB.
Yeah, it was like
the MAB painter's
It was like
hat.
a piece of paper on your head.
That was
much.
It all changed in like the 90s.
Okay,
the 90s is when it became so.
Because these are, I mean, this hat's awesome. Like this is a hat that I will wear. Like this isn't just like
you're wearing it right now.
Yeah, no, well, yeah, I might wear it the next day after getting it from the ball game. But like, no, like this is going to be in the rotation moving forward. It's a solid hat. It's not a solid club. You know how the Phillies are a good club, as we know.
Club.
The Angels are horrific. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are a horrific organization. They are 32-47 this year. But John, they don't want to part ways with any of their players. So we already know like Mike Trout's not going anywhere. But that's not even what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about everybody else. And I knew we were going to do this. It's why I laughed at the Jim Bowden article last week when Jim Bowden's like, oh, Joe Adell, look out. Team that a player that teams are going to be on. Angels owner Art Moreno has already come out and said, "Yeah, we're not getting rid of any of these guys." I don't know why. Can anyone explain to me why?
Because they're stupid.
Like they stink. Like they're not a good baseball team, and I don't think Joe Adell is going to take them to that next level to win a World Series. They need to do a lot more than that. But Joe Adell could help a team that needs a bat or that needs an outfielder. I don't know what the hell the Angels are doing. This is the second straight year where the Angels are like a prime sell candidate.
Are they trying to make some sort of a statement to their fan base? Because they do, by the way, they still don't. It's not like they don't have a fan base, because they do.
Yeah, they do.
They do. But are they trying to say something like we're still in it? I don't know.
No, he just doesn't want to trade anyone. Adele, by the way, is under club control through next year, so it's not like they have him for 5 years and they're like, all right, let's see what this guy can become. Like, no, he's going to be a free agent after one more season. Well, if they play baseball next year, but this is the same organization that I get it. It must have been a hard decision to make. They didn't trade Shohei Ohtani. They tried talking themselves into thinking that they were going to do something come playoff time. They didn't, and then he walks for free agency, and they didn't get anything from it. That was, 3 years ago now?
That's incredible.
And so here we go again. Here's another player that you could take off the list for the Phillies. Because that's a guy. It's a right-handed bat. It's a guy that can play the outfield very well, by the way. And now you can't get him.
Yeah, it's not good. It's a but you never know what is posturing, though, do you?
I don't know. I know that they ended up being buyers at the deadline last year when they were under 500.
Yeah, I wouldn't know what they're doing, but I wouldn't say that any team is fully determined on how they're handling the deadline. Like those that are middle of the pack teams or lower part of the middle of the pack. Now, we know the Angels stink.
They stink.
But we still have a ways to go. Like, guys will come out of the woodwork with a week till the deadline, especially with how early it is and how expanded the playoffs are. So I would it's not time to freak out over whether or not there will be a right-handed bat. It seems like the market will be very, very slim.
It's going to be thin, yeah.
But we have a way. You never know. It only takes one guy, and for the Phillies to be the most aggressive team on that guy. And the next thing you know, things change. So we'll see.
All right, we'll see. Maybe the Giants will give us Harrison Bader back. And we'll do that all over
By the way,
again.
there is talk of that, and I think it's crazy. And by the way, there is talk about it on MLB Network.
Yeah. Did you see what that went down in the Giants game yesterday? Sorry, I'm the loser that would know this. Giants Marlins yesterday. They're down 2-1 the ninth inning. Rafael Devers gets on first base.
Oh yeah, I did see this.
He's slow. He's not a fast runner. Livolo, the manager from college, that's
yes. Yeah, he's a little over his head.
Yeah, well, he called a pinch runner. So this guy goes out in the field, and Devers is saying, no, go away.
Oh, yeah, I saw. Oh, yes, I did see that.
And then he's yelling and screaming in his helmet. Like, he made the correct baseball move. What are you doing, dude?
Do you see his comments after the game?
No.
He said, we were playing tag before the game, and I knew that if he came out as the pinch runner, I would be it. And I didn't want to be it.
Okay.
So things are going swimmingly.
Yeah, the Giants are, it's not going too well for the Giants. All right, what do we have on the text line, Connor? Davis on the text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check him out in Burlington. I'll be in the market eventually. What do we got?
All right, so we have people checking in still on the World Cup conversation that we've been having. This texter says, I haven't watched a soccer game in years, but I will watch Team USA. I couldn't care less about the outcome of any other game except the Team USA ones.
Okay, and that's fair. I don't know. I enjoy this stuff. I enjoy it when it's FIBA basketball. I enjoy
you enjoy a lot of
World Baseball
you
Classic.
enjoy a lot of this international stuff.
Yes,
more than I do.
I think it's cool.
Right.
World Baseball Classic's awesome. I love these.
To me, the World Cup is always something that just has drawn me because '96 I went to like 3 events with clients when I was in the business world. Fell in love with it, and I've watched every one since.
Yeah.
And I always say to myself, man, this is going to draw me more into soccer, and it hasn't. Because the MLS just doesn't draw me in like that.
And I tried watching the Premier League game for a half, and I was done. But to me, this is different. It's different. The bigness of the event.
And it's fun to watch the United States go out. And the other day, it was dominant. And it's been fun to watch them in dominant performances be like, okay, we look like we belong on the world stage. And I don't need them to be a top 5 team.
Right.
I just need them to look like they belong on the world stage. I'm not looking for them and saying, wow, the U.S., why are we not a top 5 team? I want to see growth. I want to see progress, and I'm seeing that. So that's great.
You want them to show what everybody's been saying about how soccer has become bigger and bigger
right.
in the United States
and
of
progress.
Right.
And more importantly, I love an event.
Yeah.
And I love seeing the unification of people about an event. It's so much there's so much happiness about this event. The viewing parties, the thing. Sean Brace is out putting videos up. It's ridiculous.
FC Fanatic, man.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's awesome.
Like it's awesome to see, and to me, that puts a smile on my face because the more unified we can get at this time in life is great.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds sappy, but it's necessary. I mean,
no, it's totally.
We
necessary.
all got together for Team USA hockey.
That's great. That's great.
And
let's have more. Of it.
Let's do more.
Let's
of that
find
with
some
soccer.
more. Let's find some more common ground.
So our questions for you at 610-632-0975 for the Davis Honda text line. Do you recognize that the Phillies can be dangerous? It's always interesting talking about the Phillies, right? Because we all know that they are going to be in the playoffs, we think. And then we also know what has happened the last couple of years in the playoffs. And so there's the way too far, everything's fine side of the argument, and then there's the way too far, they stink. I would trade. I was listening to, I think it was Middays with Marks last week, and a caller called in and said, trade Bryce Harper. Like, do whatever you can, sell him now, start bolstering your farm system. And it's like, yo, dude, like, come on. You can't do that. By the way, are you wasting Zach Wheeler and Christopher Sanchez?
Yeah, you have to trade them too.
And Jesus Luzardo. If you're gonna trade Bryce Harper, then trade everybody. Like just end it and start all over. You're not gonna do that when you are a contender. But this weekend was one of those reminders. Like, man, when things are clicking, they're dangerous. So were you reminded this week?
When you're the number one wild card team, you're fourth.
You're fourth. Yeah.
You're the fourth best team in your league. That's where you're at now. Just go about your business now. And look, it's taken a while for them to get there. This should be where they're at. They should be no less than this. I still think they should be better than the Braves.
And they might be.
We'll see if that comes about.
And they might be. Still a lot of season left.
Still that comes
Even
about.
though Eric Kratz told us it was over back in April.
Yeah,
it's been over.
Long way to go.
Still a lot of baseball left.
Long way to go.
Did this weekend remind you that the Phillies can be dangerous? Did you go to bed happy last night? I did. And from the World Cup standpoint, have you found yourself more interested, more engaged with World Cup action because of the success that Team USA has had so far to start this tournament? 610-632-0975. We have today's headlines with Connor Thomas coming up next. We'll get more of your reaction on today's topics. It is Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Oh, let's talk about that FanDuel Sportsbook app.
Yeah, what
about? You know what I love? That on the biggest stage of the world, where everybody's now a soccer expert for the first time in 4 years, FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge is here to change the game. Because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Well, not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That means if your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute, which is actually great for Thursday night. Because we don't know how Team USA is going to handle this game on Thursday against Turkey, because there's no change for them. If they win, nothing changes for them in the round of 32. If they lose, nothing changes for them in the round of 32. They are where they are. They will get who they get. So there might be a case where we see the starters out there for the first half of this game, and then everybody gets subbed out. And if that's the case, if your bet goes off the pitch, well, whoever subs in for them is now who you have for an anytime goal scorer. So visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. That's FanDuel.com/local. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. You got to be 21 plus. Present in Pennsylvania. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hall of Fame sports writer.
Like the picked over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What it is the Phillies don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
First of all, starting the tweet with sorry Philly fans. Like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff. That, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia in Super Bowl 52? Were they out on the street saying, wow, look how united the city of Philadelphia is. Yay, Philly. Yay. Come on with that stuff. Get out of here. And every fan is coming at Sealski, and they're right. Like, don't lecture the city of Philadelphia. With what we've had to put up with from New York, we're now supposed to be, yay, Knicks fans. Like, I appreciate what Brunson did, and Josh Hart, and Karl Anthony Towns, and OG Anunoby. Like, I feel
Sports Talk, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
I have a question before we get to today's headlines with Connor Thomas. I don't really know how to word it. It has nothing to do with Philadelphia sports. It does have to do with sports, though.
What's that?
Because I believe wiffle ball is an extreme sport.
Yeah, 100%.
The swim club where Cooper is getting his swim lessons. We believe it is important for little kids to know how to swim and survive in the water.
Absolutely it is.
We've been members for a couple of years, so it's been great. Kiddie pool and sitting in a chair, and now it's like, oh, my God, this kid's ready to go into the big pool. We got to learn how to swim. They have this big plot of just grass. And past the grass were tennis courts. But when the tornadoes hit that area a couple of years ago, the tennis court got destroyed.
Okay.
Like, the post came ripped out
totally
of the ground.
Okay, right.
So they haven't fixed it. They built a wiffle ball field.
Love that.
Okay, that is awesome.
And I'm so happy for the kids that have a fence, bases, and they have like the actual K zone, like the steel thing that if it hits, like it makes that pop.
Okay,
and
that's fantastic.
When am I allowed to take over?
Whenever you want. You're bigger than all of them.
I'll tell you this.
Come on,
I'll tell you this. Adults better stay the hell off.
No, when can I say adult swim time, but adult wiffle ball time?
No, adults
man.
better stay the hell off it. Adults better not be on it.
Bro, I saw.
Do you know how
this
many
thing.
times they have to tell adults down at the Phillies to not be?
Oh, at the yard.
At the yard?
Do you know how embarrassing that is? The adults they have to chase off of going,
you can't
dude,
be doing that.
Stop.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
No, you
there
can't be
are
doing that.
adults that they have to go, no, dude, don't.
We'll play you for the field.
Yeah,
See who
honestly,
wins.
dude, I think, winner stays on.
Yeah.
Dude, I saw this weekend.
Isn't that's a beautiful, that's a great thing by that community.
Oh, absolutely,
What a great thing
man.
and a great place for the kids to be able to hang out, have a great time.
Part of me's just wondering, when can I be like, hey, can my son play? And then I just happen to stay
you don't need
on
to
the
be.
field
No,
with
here's what you
them.
do. No, here's what you do. If your kid can play, that means your kid can play. That's the age where your kid can go play, and you can stay where the hell you belong off that field.
Oh,
You
I
don't
thought
belong on
like third in the order is
No,
where I belong.
No, you don't belong
and
anywhere
on
near
the,
it.
and on the mound.
You're probably a 2, maybe a leadoff.
I know it's the era of the helicopter parents. Believe me, I saw them. I lived with them.
Oh,
And
wait, no. Coop would be in the pool. I'm not
there's
helicopter
none of
parenting.
that.
He's
It has nothing to
swimming.
do with
That's
the
why
kids.
he's getting
None of that.
lessons.
No.
I'm going to be playing wiffle ball when
None of
he's
that.
busy.
None of that.
They got to learn what a power hitter looks like.
Yeah,
Damn
exactly.
right, man.
None
They're
of
not
that.
learning from me. All right, it's time now for today's headlines with Connor Thomas.
Today's headlines with the Connor Thomas.
It's brought to us by our friends over at Lundy
So
Law
jealous.
for over 70 years.
Awesome.
Lundy Law has been fighting for injured people. If you need them, remember the name Lundy Law. Your injury lawyers. Visit LundyLaw.com. That's LundyLaw.com. No wiffle ball, unfortunately, in today's headlines, but hopefully some in your future, Andrew Salciunas.
I'm ready to start a wiffle ball league. Let's make it happen.
We'll work on that. But we saw some NHL teams working on a major trade over the weekend. So this coming down yesterday. The Florida Panthers acquiring Brady Tkachuk. 3 first-round draft picks and 1 second-round pick getting sent up to Ottawa. And now the Tkachuk brothers are together.
Wow, show
down in
sheet
Florida.
doesn't matter to you. I see how it is.
Well, it's big.
No, it was a big trade this weekend. Like a monster
And
trade.
a huge haul for Ottawa. You can do whatever you want with those. You have so many picks now. You can do whatever you want. You have a ton of clout. You have a ton of cap.
See, hang on. Slow down real quick. We'll get back to the trade. You need to be more clear on the show sheet. The thing that you have on here just says Panthers family.
Yeah, because now they got the Tkachuk brothers.
You couldn't have put the Tkachuk trade on there?
Nah, come on, man. You got to be more
I don't
creative.
know if that one's on me.
And by the way,
Creative with the
again,
show sheet.
and I had to go back and forth with our man Kevin Cooney, love Kevin, and some others. The lack of understanding in the sports community, in the sports media community, or others of economics is maddening. If you don't understand why somebody would prefer to keep 20% more of their money
Sure.
that they earn when they make like 10 million a year, 8 million a year, 20 million, whatever it is. If you don't understand why somebody would prefer to keep, and if you've ever been to Ottawa, if you haven't been to Ottawa and spent your winters, and you've never been to Fort Lauderdale and spent your winters,
Yeah, they're pretty much the same.
yeah, it's very similar. I think it's very, very similar. Your off days are very similar. I mean, this isn't hard.
I mean, it works in all sports. You think Giannis really wants to go to Miami because he's going to win a championship there?
No, do you want to live in Milwaukee? Or if you are
Taxes.
if your taxes is huge, and people are like,
11.
what's the big? You know what they need to do? They need to readjust the taxes so the states that have bad taxes aren't at a disadvantage. No, hell no. How about you go to your elected officials and say, make our state a more friendly business state? Might be working for you.
Yeah.
Well, this
Think
next
about
guy we talk about, he's going to be taxed a lot based on his winnings. Wyndham Clark wins the U.S. Open. Here's how it sounded on SiriusXM, the PGA Tour channel.
As Wyndham Clark puts his ball down, we're a long way from L.A. But the same thing happened there that happened here in New York as Wyndham Clark wins his second U.S. Open.
Maybe the most impressive thing was not a single person in attendance wanted Wyndham Clark to win the event.
You seemed confused by this.
I did. Yeah, I am.
He's totally unpopular with his peers.
Okay.
He is a complete child on the golf course. He threw the. Did you see him in the throwing the club thing where he almost hit the guy like around a month ago? He's throwing a club on the court. He's a complete man-child. He's a jerk. What he did last year at the U.S. Open. He's unpopular with his peers on tour. What don't you get about people not?
By the way,
liking
you
him?
like better finishes. I don't. I think you and I watch golf differently. I don't want to see the guy win by 7 strokes
Right.
and dominate the field
I
and
don't
finish
either.
15 under. Like when Rory, was it last year's Masters? Well, both years Masters with Rory. I was rooting for Rory to shank shots
because you wanted drama. You wanted more drama.
No. I was rooting against Wyndham Clark yesterday because I wanted that to get tighter. I didn't want to see this 7 under versus 1 under show.
Yeah.
But the vocal crowd, I've never heard it. Like outside of the Ryder Cup, I haven't heard a crowd so vocally against the guy like
you
that.
felt sorry for Wyndham Clark.
I did.
And again, it is exactly your DNA. You are one of the. When I say you're one of the kindest people I've ever known, you embody it in every part of your life. This man is not worthy of you being so.
There are guys on the tour that have done illegal things. There are guys that left
Scotty
the tour.
Scheffler got arrested.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
We'll stay on the right side of history with that one. My point is, just a guy being unlikable, I don't think elicits that level of response.
The
So maybe I'm
fans
wrong.
are there to cheer for people that they like, Connor.
Yeah, but in golf, you don't always cheer against people you don't to that level. That was surprising. It's supposed to be the gentleman's sport. Didn't feel very gentlemanly.
But he
at
doesn't
Shinnecock
conduct
yesterday.
himself like a gentleman on the golf course.
Maybe that's fair then.
So
All
they
right.
hate him.
We'll round out with this. A little PSA from the TSA if you're traveling. If you haven't noticed, there's a large event going on in North America right now with the World Cup. And TSA had to put out a tweet because a lot of Europeans are coming over here, flying into our airports, and then they fly home.
Okay.
And they like to bring back souvenirs.
Oh, I saw this.
This tweet. If you're visiting for a very large sporting event and you happen to discover ranch while you're here, please pack it in your checked bag on the way home.
What?
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess somebody flew home, tried just going through
The
security.
Europeans are
ranch.
loving the ranch. And they're just trying to put it in their bag to fly normally. And obviously, there's a
It's
limit
going
on
over my head. I
ounces.
don't even know what you're talking about.
Hidden Valley.
Ranch dressing?
Ranch dressing.
Yeah.
And they're taking it home.
Okay, I don't understand. Why can't you bring ranch dressing in your checked baggage?
No, you can. You're checked. You can't.
Oh,
Not
you're
in the
trying to
carry-on.
bring
It's
a
the
carry-on.
liquid. The liquid.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Your checked baggage, pack a bag full of it if
Yeah.
you like. And what are they liking so much about it?
It's
Ranch dressing's
ranch.
delicious,
What's
dude.
not to like about
Yeah,
ranch?
dude, I had some ranch.
Goes with
I
everything.
had ranch yesterday.
Wings, pizza.
Wait a minute, they don't have that overseas?
I'm sure they do in some places.
I imagine it's not as prominent.
Yeah, it's not like in Lithuania.
Don't they have
like,
Amazon? There's
Yeah, but I'd
Amazon.
and
imagine,
believe it
like,
or not, they have grocery stores.
if you're in
too.
Italy,
That's what I-
you
yeah, but the
probably
thing
like
is, they may
Italian
not
dressing.
carry it though in their grocery
Yeah.
stores. So can't you just get it shipped to you?
You know how? So I've been to Lithuania numerous times. So that's why I'll use that as the example. You know how here in the States we have the international aisle,
right?
Yeah.
They have the American aisle.
Oh, they do?
They do. Yeah, and they might.
What is it? What is it? What's in the American aisle?
So like Heinz ketchup is in the American aisle, but next to it they also have ketchupus, which is just a created word that they just made up because that word didn't exist in the old language of Lithuania because ketchup didn't exist. So they have their own brands too, but you'll see like Heinz, you'll see Hershey chips, like
Really?
Yeah.
Hershey chips?
or Lay's or something.
Really?
I forget.
Like all
yeah.
that kind of stuff over
Yeah.
there?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
So
But it's
our
one small part of an
international,
aisle, so
our
it's-
international aisle is they have a like America aisle.
Yeah, so welcome to the world of ranch. Put it in your check bag.
Damn right, man. All right, coming up next, we'll continue talking Phillies and World Cup throughout the course of the show. But we have an NBA draft tomorrow, and it's quiet. Not much Sixers. Can they trade for this guy? Can they trade for that guy? Which is probably the right thing to do. We get a full scouting report on every player possible that the Sixers could draft. Adam Aronson joins us next here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Phils rolled through the weekend. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took their series against the Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, they followed up their monster Saturdays with homers each in the finale yesterday on Father's Day. Don Mattingly talked after the game about Bryce Harper's energy and how he brings that to the club.
I think all guys, you want to see guys that play with energy and you want to take chances. We want to take smart chances. Like that's a good chance there. We like to be aggressive, but you like to be aggressive and be smart with it.
Backing up Bryce Harper's base running decisions from Saturday's game, they start a series with the Nationals tonight in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. The Phils have not yet announced a starter for tonight's contest. We're just a day away from draft night for the Sixers. New president of basketball operations, Mike Yancey, well, he's set to make his first big move in that position. We will keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they could do at pick number 22. Adam Aronson of Philly Voice joins us coming up next to break that down further. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D and punched their ticket to the round of 32. 32. France takes on Iraq tonight in Philadelphia at 5 p.m. as the World Cup continues here in Philly. And Wyndham Clark was your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open over the weekend. This update is brought to you by Bet Online. One tournament and the world stops here, as this one's on home soil. It's yours, your call, your action, live lines and no limits. It's your year for the biggest soccer tournament. Bet Online has all the action you need. Bet on at Bet Online. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the Union. 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
I feel good for the players. They deserved it. They earned it. They're a likable team. But to sit here and lecture the Philadelphia fans that we're supposed to feel good for the Knicks fans? Come on, Mike.
So let's do that. Now, Andrew Salciunas has the day off today. It is not because of a clip that went viral from our show last week about Jalen Hurts. He's got regular vacation, but he was getting ripped because he said his number one question for the Eagles this year is about Jalen Hurts' performance at the quarterback position with the change in offense, Sean Mannion now taking over. What is your evaluation of that? Is that your number one question?
My number one question for this team this year would be if the offensive line can stay healthy and hold up. And it's not a very sexy question, right? Like, if the offensive line isn't healthy, we can't get Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson back to health. I don't care what plays Sean Mannion's calling. They're not going to have much of a chance. The offensive line has to be better. It has to be healthier. They've been the foundation of that team for so long. They've been responsible for so much success. We're talking about elite, all-time Eagle talents. So I don't say this in a critical way, but I say it in a way in which the offensive line has had to play through some injuries, and it's aging. And are they going to hold up and hold together? If they do, it's going to be a great season. If they don't, it's not. To me, that's where it starts.
It is 8 a.m. here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Connor, during the break, I went to the website of Rimi, which is one of the big grocery stores in Lithuania.
Rimi?
The only ranch products that you can buy is ranch powder.
Ooh.
Oh, not the same
so
thing.
what do you do? You add water?
You add water and you mix it. Or ranch-flavored sunflower seeds. Those are the only...
That's more important.
And you know what, Doc? My brother is an addict for that stuff.
That
on
stuff's
the golf
delicious.
course.
Yeah.
On the golf course, he's got the gigantic bags of them.
Yeah, your cheeks are just ripped to shreds by the end of the day.
He loves them.
And on sale now at Maxima, which is the other big grocery store in Lithuania, the American sales, because they have a page of just American items that are on sale. Lay's chips, you can buy a bag for €1.99.
That's not bad, right?
A family-size bag, yeah, great deals. Or you can get Hellman's mayonnaise right now, $5.99.
Well, the only mayonnaise if you're not doing Dukes, and Dukes or Hellman's. That's it.
And then they have the Charmin. Charmin, 40.
And they have Charmin?
40% off.
What do we have? Different toilet paper here?
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's made in the United States, so yes.
European toilet paper? It's like, isn't European toilet paper supposed to be like,
No, I've had
your,
it before.
I heard it's like
it tastes exactly the same as ours.
I heard it's like wiping your. I heard it's like wiping your stuff with like sandpaper.
I don't really remember
like
that, but
really cheap and thin.
Don't forget, Europe's a big the bidet area too. Don't forget about that. It's a big spot for the bidet. That's why the guy from with the White Sox,
Munetaka Murakami.
Yeah, he requested a bidet.
Listen to you.
It's more. overseas, it's more natural.
By the way, Connor, Morris is a golf professional here in town. And he says, John, you've said it over and over again that Connor Thomas is one of the kindest people you've ever known. He proved it again because that man is one of the biggest a-holes ever to walk a golf course. And he said, but Connor finds a way to always find the good in people. It says a lot for him.
Oh,
so he goes,
thanks,
is one
Morris.
So he goes, so Morris says, you just proved your point, though. I said, Connor's one of the kindest people I've ever known. You prove it again because this guy's totally – there's nothing redeeming about him. And now he's doing
He's a good golfer.
Now he's doing the whole thing about I've really look, he has been he was pretty unrepentant about his actions last year, destroying 110-year-old lockers.
Yeah, he can't
that
do it.
locker was asking for it.
Oh, yeah, it was due.
Terrible.
It was looking at 110 years, it was due. All right, Phillies, did they remind you this weekend, their big wins against the Mets, 15-3 on Saturday, 6-2 yesterday. Kyle Schwarber goes yard again, 4 home runs in 2 games. Did the Phillies remind you this weekend that they can be dangerous? Send a message to the Davis Honda text line, 610-632-0975. And the World Cup, Team USA, they win their group stage, going 2-0 to start for the first time since 1930, so 96 years.
That's incredible.
Has their success to start the World Cup added to your interest, your intrigue when it comes to the entire tournament? 610-632-0975. But it's a busy week all of a sudden. It's a sneaky busy week. Phillies have a week of games where they should be able to capitalize on some of their opponents that they're facing. We have the NHL draft toward the end of this week. There's the World Cup obviously going on Thursday, the final game of group play for Team USA. But we also have 2 days of NBA draft coverage, and it starts tomorrow night. And joining us now here on Kincade and Salciunas to talk more about it from the Philly Voice, our man Adam Aronson. Adam, via Zoom this morning. What's up, brother? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
We're doing good. It's been quiet on the Sixers front, which I feel like that's a good thing considering everything that went down about who should they trade, who should they trade for. Years past, Daryl Morey star hunting, Brett Brown star hunting. Do you expect really much of a splash at all for the Sixers from a non-draft standpoint tomorrow night?
No, I'm not. First of all, I still just struggle to, put myself in the shoes of other teams, general managers and presidents of basketball operations and wonder sort of why they would want a Paul George or a Joel Embiid. And when you talk about making a considerable shakeup to this roster, really the only ways to do it would be to trade one of those players unless you're trading Tyrese Maxey, which I can't imagine anybody around these parts would be advocating for. And so I think this roster is largely going to look pretty similar when, the 26-27 season opens next year. I think it's going to look a lot like the team that, beat the Celtics in 7 and got swept by the Knicks in the second round last year. You might see different bench pieces. You might see some slightly different looks on the fringes, but I don't think we're going to see major splashes. I think that's part of the reason you haven't heard a lot about what the Sixers are going to do. I think that's also probably a byproduct of having a new front office leader, Mike Gansey, who has taken over the last few weeks. He has not been in a job where he has been the primary decision maker before, so it's not like there's much of a history to rely on as far as, this is this guy's MO, transaction-wise. So I would expect that the Sixers stick and pick at 22 overall tomorrow. Maybe they could trade into the second round on Wednesday if the price is right, but I'm not expecting anything major.
If you're looking at any context clues as far as where this roster is sitting, I mean, we don't know. We don't really have a track record to be able to go by Gansey as to say, okay, he leans this way or otherwise. What would be in that range of players that might be drafted that could be available? Could you see the Sixers adding that might, I don't know, have everybody talking on Wednesday morning positively?
I think a player that would be pretty exciting that I think has gotten a lot of love among the draft sort of community and people that really follow college basketball closely is a guy named Alan Graves who played at Santa Clara. He has basically in a year gone from unknown commodity to first round lock. He put up some just ridiculous defensive numbers, like historic combination of steal rate and block rate. He's also a great rebounder. Like today's NBA is all about winning the possession battle, maximizing your possessions. He does a lot of stuff that really fits that bill. At this point, I would be surprised if he was available at 22. I wouldn't be shocked, but I'd be at least a little surprised by that just based on how much everybody seems to be in agreement that he has the perfect sort of set of skills to be a really reliable and valuable role player in the NBA moving forward. But that's one that I think would be exciting. Another one, more of an offensive-oriented player from Texas named Dalen Swain. He is, according to a lot of experts, the best sort of one-on-one scorer in this draft, a guy that can really get a bucket at a high level. He's 6'8", maybe even 6'9", sort of a guard-wing hybrid. Could get Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe off the ball a little bit more. Maxey specifically mentioned after the season wanting to play off the ball a little bit more, and I think that would definitely be to his benefit. Swain is someone that, if he pans out, could do that. There are concerns about the jumper. There are concerns about, can he do other sort of connective functions offensively to be more of a role player in the NBA? But there are a lot of people who have said, based on his earlier college tape and even his high school tape, that is something he can do in the future. So I think those are a couple of guys that, if they're around at 22, the Sixers would probably be pretty excited.
Adam, I read your article on the Philly Voice where you talked to a bunch of experts that sort of gave you some of those names to really keep an eye on. And one name that did not pop up, and I'm just curious, is it because he might go earlier, is Isaiah Evans from Duke, 6'6" guard. We know how small the guards are for the Sixers now, but he's also 180 pounds. And I think 180 pounds soaking wet. I don't know if that's a factor when it comes to his draft stock, but why did Isaiah Evans not make your article?
Yeah, well, I think, first of all, that he's someone that you could reasonably expect has a good chance of being available to them and someone that has a clear fit. I mean, this team was in the bottom third in the NBA last year in both three-point volume and three-point accuracy. They really need more consistent production from beyond the arc, and Isaiah Evans could be the best shooter in this draft. He only shot, I think, 36% on threes last year at Duke, but that's sort of deceiving. He took tons of shots. A lot of them were challenging shots. Why it wasn't mentioned in that story, frankly, is more just a function of the 5 people that I talked to that watch college basketball and high school basketball year-round. None of those people picked Isaiah Evans, but I think you could make a pretty reasonable case. Guys that can shoot the ball as well as he does, it's hard for them to not turn into pretty helpful NBA rotation players. Is there star level upside with him? I don't know, but that's not necessarily what you're always looking for at 22. Not every pick in the 20s turns into Tyrese Maxey. If you draft someone at 22 that's a rotation player for 5 years in the NBA, that's a great outcome, and Isaiah Evans certainly could be that.
Right now, when you look at where the Sixers are at, how long do you think the ramp-up period is going to be for Gansey? I mean, it's hard to think he can come in here and be able to, as far as get up to speed on everything that quickly. But how long is it going to take?
It could take some time. I mean, I just look at the cap sheet and I see another 2 years and $110 million of Paul George, and I see another 3 years and almost $200 million of Joel Embiid. And I think you could realistically say, maybe 2 years from now, this team has a pathway to being really good, because at that point, maybe you have a 28-ish-year-old Tyrese Maxey, you have VJ Edgecombe at age 22, with now 3 years of NBA experience under his belt. You're maybe off this Paul George contract, or his deal turned into an expiring and you flipped him for a star-level player. You only have 1 year left of the Embiid contract. Maybe it's easier to get out of that deal at a trade at that point than it would be right now, when a team would have to commit to him for 3 years. I don't think we're looking at a situation that Mike Gansey can turn around in a year. I don't think that the 26-27 Sixers are going to look much different, and I think everybody would agree that based on everything that we've seen and everything that we know, none of us would bet on this group of players meaningfully competing for a championship. Could they win a playoff series again? Probably. They certainly have enough high-end talent to beat anybody on any given night, but particularly given Embiid's health, I struggle to see it, and I think most people agree with that. So I don't see this being a short turnaround as far as when the Sixers are in a meaningfully different position than they're in right now. But whether is that a year and a half, is that 2 years, is that 3 years? Really, that depends on how good of a job Gansey does, not just with this pick at 22 tomorrow, but in free agency and in trades. How much can he improve the back end of this roster and sort of the middle portion of this roster, improve the depth of this team? How can Nick Nurse and his staff continue to develop the talent that's already here and get the best out of those guys? That's going to be just as much of a determining factor.
It's going to be another year of holding our breath and hoping everybody stays healthy and doesn't get suspended, even though that actually helped out Paul George. Adam, last thing, we're going to get into this conversation later on in the show. I'm very proud of this city I'm very proud of the show. I'm very proud of the reporters that cover the Sixers. There has been no real Sixers Giannis talk from like anybody, which is great because it's not realistic. But I'm curious, at any point, was there talks last year? I know there was the Kawhi Leonard story that came out last year. Was there ever a point where Daryl Morey considered making a big splash, and that big splash would have included trading a VJ Edgecombe?
I would be floored if that was something the Sixers ever considered. I have never heard of or been told about a situation in which that was the case. I'm sure that they called the Bucks at some point to check, because I think anytime a player in the NBA is available, 29 other teams will send a call or a text and just make sure that they know what the price is. And I'm sure the Bucks said, this is not a conversation unless Maxey or Edgecombe is included. And then the Sixers probably said, okay, have a good one. And that was probably the extent of that conversation. I think, especially for a team that, frankly, has so many fans teetering on apathy at this point, Maxey and Edgecombe are the two pillars of hope here.
Yep.
And especially Edgecombe as a 20-year-old who was just so delightful to watch as a rookie. Everything that he did, the guts and the moxie that he showed throughout the season. He's a perfect fit for what they need, both on the court and just as someone that fans can look at and see a beacon of hope. And I think they know that. And I think, frankly, they'd be crazy to think, seriously about even talking about a trade that he would be involved in at any point, in not just the short term, but in the medium term and in the long term.
Well, Adam, listen, man, we appreciate the time. I want to say the one problem with Zoom, you sound great, but you got to watch me have like a sneeze attack, and I'm sorry. I promise I was paying attention.
He wasn't shaking his head at your takes because the information was fantastic.
I was like, what?
No, it looked like a sneeze.
But I didn't know what to do. Like, usually over the phone, I could just turn my microphone off. You have no idea, but you're staring at me, and I'm having a freaking meltdown back here.
No, I figured the sneezes come for us all.
It's breaking down on him. His body's breaking down on him.
It's been a rough day, man. Adam, listen, we appreciate the time. We'll be reading all your draft coverage leading up to and, of course, after the fact as well. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
There's Adam Aronson via Zoom of the Philly Voice joining us here on Kincade Salciunas. Yeah,
look, he lays it out there, and he's very just very clinical.
Yeah.
I mean, he lays it out there. It's not going to be a quick fix. But there are players in that range tomorrow that can end up being probably role players.
Yeah.
For this franchise, this team needs bodies, and so it's great.
The shame of it is, we are where we are with this team, right? Like we talked about the Phillies potentially being stuck last week. We're talking about the Sixers are stuck. I mean, Adam just straight up told you, like, what team is going to make this move other than let's get a star player where, I mean, Paul George, I guess, could make sense for some teams. Embiid makes no sense for any team except for marketability, and they fool themselves into thinking that they could be the front office and they can be the team doctors that can keep the guy healthy. And we're just going to have to deal with it. And it sucks. Like, we're held hostage right now.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone's star hunting. Speaking of, there's a drop for everything in our system.
Okay.
Sneezing and sneezing and sneezing.
Yes. Somehow we have Brett Brown talking about sneezing. So there's your crossover.
Well, that's what I've been dealing with so far today. It's been a rough day of sneezing and sneezing and sneezing.
You're very clogged up, too. You got to do something about this.
It's the worst.
What do you take?
Nothing.
See, that's what it is.
Vibes.
Yeah, well, vibes don't help with allergies.
You got to take something.
Only baseball teams, kind of.
I take vibes. That's what I take.
You take something else.
All right, speaking of baseball teams, Davey in Ben Salem wants to talk about the great weekend for the Phils. What's up, Dave?
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Good morning,
Dave.
John. Good morning, Connor.
What's up, buddy?
How you guys doing? Great show as always.
Thank
John,
you.
I'm counting down the days. As much as I'm going to miss you, I'm just counting down the days when you're going to be on this station. And like I said when I talked to you a couple weeks ago, just want to thank you for what you've done for Philadelphia sports radio in this town.
Thanks,
and
man.
how much you're going to be missed.
I appreciate you, buddy.
And you're the best, John. You keep it real. And
Thanks,
you and Andrew and Connor keep it real every day, and that's what I appreciate.
Yeah, we try to.
Yeah, great homestand. Obviously, now the road trip, you're talking about now 7 division games again between the Nationals and the Mets. You got to win these games in the division. This is very important if you even think you're going to have a shot at the division or the wild card going forward.
You got to do it because it's right now. Look, it's really cool to think, but you're only 2.5 games up on the Nationals and the Marlins. I mean, it's not like you buried the Nationals and the Marlins.
Right. You buried the Mets this weekend.
They're 2.5 games behind you. It's pretty crazy. You're now 8 up on the Mets, so you're feeling pretty good about that.
I definitely agree with that. And it's like I said, this is what this team has done for me since I was lucky enough to become part of this organization in 2022. I've had postseason baseball every year. And John and Andrew, the feeling when I go down there and work these games and see the passion that these fans bring every day. And when they win, that makes me happy just as much as it makes them happy. So I just want this team to do what they can do, just try to survive. Hopefully Dombrowski makes some major moves at the deadline. I know we don't have a lot to give up, but hopefully we'll see what he can do. All right, you guys have a great day.
Thank you, buddy.
Appreciate taking my call.
We'll talk to you later, brother. Love you.
Thank you.
Look, they're going to make moves. I don't know about major moves. They're going to make moves. They have to, right? Like, Dave Dombrowski's not going to sit on his hands when we're talking about needing a back end of the rotation starter, needing a potential back end of the bullpen arm because you don't know what you have in Jose Alvarado and Brad Keller after, as the season continues. And obviously the right-handed bat. And they're going to get one. I don't think, even though he had a nice...
What did you say they're going to get one? Do you mean the bat or the arm?
The bat. I think they're going to add a bat as well.
Because
it's not going to be a
you thought they're going to get the arm. So
I think the arm is going to be the biggest name. I think the bat's going to be a Derek Hill.
I'm going to tell you right now, if the arm's the biggest name, they haven't addressed the problem.
If I told you they got Aroldis Chapman, what would you say?
I think that's fantastic, but again, I don't think that
would be the biggest name.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell me if the biggest name is not a bat, they're not going to the World Series.
I don't think the biggest names. I don't know who's available.
Well, we don't know who's available. And that's the key is you don't know.
Still got time.
Yeah, but I already know the Angels are already telling you now. We like this.
Do you really want one of the guys from the Angels? Like Mike Trout, we knew was not happening.
I would take Joe Adell, yes.
It's shocking that Trout's injured again.
I would take Joe Adell over, even though he had a decent day yesterday, over Derek Hill, yes.
Yeah, but that's not the bar. The bar is not Derek Hill.
But there's not many players to raise the bar. Like the two big names that we're going to lie to ourselves about, and that we're not, the show won't.
We're not.
Is Mike Trout and Byron Buxton. Both guys that are very content with where they are. Like, they're not going anywhere, man. All right, coming up next. How drastically could Jalen Carter's contract change the way the Eagles do business? We talked about the big payday for Jeffrey Simmons of Tennessee and what that means for Jalen Carter. Let's look up and down the Eagles' contracts and just see how much of a difference it would be after Jalen Carter got paid. It's Kincade Salciunas here on 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, let me tell you that if you are craving the blast from the past, I know this. Nifty 50s is the place you want to hit. Gosh, I love Nifty 50s. The handcrafted sodas, the hand-dipped milkshakes, which are absolutely amazing. The only place I will ever get a milkshake is Nifty 50s. They're awesome. This month, you got to try the shake of the month. It's the churro. Listen to Salciunas. He wants one of those. Hey, Nifty 50s is a 10-time Best of Philadelphia winner, now with 10 area locations and coming soon to Oakland, New Jersey. If you can't make it in, just grab yourself, go to the App Store or Google Play, and download the Nifty 50s app. You can order online, or you're going to get no-fee delivery through it. So whether you're stopping by for that classic diner vibe or you're bringing in those flavors and you're taking them home with you, there is nothing like Nifty 50s. Nifty 50s is amazing. The stores are great, too. You go on into the restaurants. They're beautiful. Taste the memories. For a full listing of locations and the menu, go to nifty50s.com. But download that Nifty 50s app, and, hey, it's just a fingertip away.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A strong homestand for the Phillies. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took their series against the Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. And Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper were dominant in this series. They continued their monster weekends, both going yard in the win yesterday on Father's Day. Don Mattingly talked about Kyle Schwarber's efforts at the plate and how fun it is to watch him hit.
Just his game planning is so good. What he's looking for, where it's got to start. That part, you had a feeling that was kind of what you saw from the other side. So it's definitely it's fun to watch.
Now we'll see if that continues, as both of those guys are heading back to a place where they played before. The Phils start a series with the Nationals tonight in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. Phils have not yet announced the starter. We're just a day away from draft night for the Sixers. They hold pick number 22 in the first round tomorrow night. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D. They're on to the knockout stages. France takes on Iraq tonight at 5 p.m. in South Philly as the World Cup here continues. And Wyndham Clark's your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open, Ed Shinnecock. This update is brought to you by Modelo. Join Sean Brace Monday, June 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. That's night at Morgan's Pier for Modelo Match Night. Arrive by 4 p.m. to hold your seat for the 5 p.m. kickoff. Enjoy $25 Modelo buckets and soccer giveaways. Detail at 975thefanatic.com. It's also brought to you by Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, July 3rd, Xfinity Mobile Arena. Undefeated South Philly fighter Johnny Cannoli Garbarino fights former world champ Mike Richmond, plus 2 other world title fights. Tickets at bkfc.com. I'm Connor Thomas for the Fanatic.
The San Loquido piece that came out with Carson Wentz, and
oh yeah.
So there was a lot of defense of Carson. I guess what I'm saying is, independent of Carson Wentz, does it feel like the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back after everything that's been put out there in the media and everything?
I mean, I don't feel like they've run the bus over him, but I do remember when the Carson Wentz article came out. They went into a damage control mode. I think they had Carson meeting with some reporters afterward to give his side of the story and clear the air. And I don't know if their reaction this time around is a result of that, like a byproduct of, do we really have to do this every time, because it's really not necessary, or if it's because they just don't. I don't think it's because of their relationship with Jalen Hurts right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that it's Philly. This is going to happen. Stories are going to come out. It's been coming out even before Carson. So you have different people in charge now too. It's not Doug Peterson and his crew anymore. So I thought Howie didn't do the greatest job of backing up Jalen Hurts, but I also didn't think he was rolling the. Some people interpreted it as that's messaging from Howie. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. He's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what? Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won? Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And then I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
He hasn't won. Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert. What a great quarterback. What a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep,
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this.
This is Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic.
It is 8:30 here on Kincade Salciunas, 97.5, The Fanatic. Talking a lot of Phillies and World Cup today, but quick Eagles moment here, and then we'll get back to the Davis Honda text line. Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. Update you on the poll today. Brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. Our Phillies topic, did this weekend remind you that they are dangerous from the World Cup standpoint? Team USA starting off 2-0, winning their group stage. Being 2-0, winning their group stage in their first 2 matches for the first time since 1936. 1932. No, 1930. 1930. 90 years was it?
Dude,
96
1930.
years. Sorry, I'm sorry that 96 years ago I forget some things.
Come on.
Have you had a little bit more interest in the World Cup because of Team USA's success?
It's exciting.
Yeah, we'll get to the text
It's
line.
exciting to watch it.
Hear what the people are saying. But Jalen Carter's going to get paid a lot of money soon, Johnny. Jeffrey
He's going to get paid more than he would have been paid if you paid him last week.
Jeffrey Simmons of the Tennessee Titans, one of the best defensive tackles in the game, much like Jalen Carter is, got paid a lot of money. 3-year, $105.8 million contract extension this week, and 100 of which is fully guaranteed, which is just insane. Jalen Carter. So let's say Jalen Carter is making $30 a year. If he was making $30 million this season, he would be the second highest paid Eagle by $1 million. Jalen Hurts is the top guy at $31.9. So Jalen Carter, $1 to $2 million less than the highest paid player. Lane Johnson right now is the second highest paid player for the Eagles.
Is he really?
He's getting paid $20. That's an $11 million difference. You're going to have 2 guys over $30 million at some point next season. And you have some guys, you know how Howie works, where some contracts are backloaded because Devontae Smith right now is making $10 million. He's going to be making $20 come 2028.
Okay.
So you'll be able to figure out a way to make the money work, and that's what Howie's really good at. But once Jalen Carter gets paid, if it's just an easy, simple, for the sake of conversation, 38, you said earlier, 38 a year, which would be more than Jalen.
38 would be, look, if he got 35 and all that guaranteed, 38 would be the lowest you could even possibly dream of them getting him for.
Yeah.
So the price went up.
So he's going to get more than what Jalen Hurts getting this year. Jalen's making non-guaranteed money, 42 next year, 47.5 in 2028. So he would still be making more than Jalen Carter. But once Carter gets paid, like, you're going to have to start thinking about potential major changes. You have a lot of guys that are getting paid a decent amount of money. A lot of guys next year in 2027, when Jalen Carter is going to be making over $30 million.
Uh-huh.
Jalen Hurts is over 40.
Okay.
Jalen Carter will be over 30.
Uh-huh.
Lane, if he's still playing, will be making over 20.
Well, Lane won't be playing, right?
I don't think so, but
we
if
wouldn't
he
think
is,
he won't be, though. Like, if we're talking past 2 years.
I'm talking 2027 season, if that's his last year.
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And then he's a free agent after that, so he might
he's not.
retire.
I don't think he's playing after that. I think his number will be off, and I think that you will have the number off of you'll have Dickerson's number off.
Mailata will be $18 million. Devontae $14 million. Saquon $13. Landon, if he's still playing, $17. Zach Bond $11. Jonathan Grenard $11. Nolan Smith, if he's still with the Philadelphia Eagles, that's his fifth-year option, $13 million. And then there's everybody else that are like in the $9 and $8 million range. I'm just giving you the double-digit million-dollar contract players. Right now, Jalen Carter's getting paid $6.9. That's going to climb up a ton. It's going to be interesting to see what Howie has to do, and it's why you're going to have to get cheaper on offense.
And it's talking about getting cheaper. Let's be honest. We're talking about it here. We're paying Carter, right?
Yes.
And we all are saying you're paying Carter. You're paying Jalen?
Jalen Hurts?
Not right now, but eventually.
He's going to.
Okay, you're eventually.
I believe he's going to surpass this prove-it year, and he's going to get paid.
Okay. You just paid Jordan Davis. You're paying Quinion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be re-upping Devontae, right? Right?
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
And Cooper DeJean.
I don't think you're going to be. I don't think you're going to be. There's going to. I don't think you'll be able to afford Cooper DeJean.
There's going to be a major.
Because Cooper DeJean is going to want to be paid the highest rate at his position. You're not paying it. You can't do it. You can't pay all these people.
Or you're going extremely cheap at safety, which you already are. Saquon's going to be off the books eventually. Like, there might be a huge cap casualty where after the 2027 season or before, depending on when you're paying all these guys, there might be a chance where we're talking about breaking news here on 97.5 The Fanatic. Saquon Barkley released by the Philadelphia Eagles.
Sure.
Like, we're getting close to that point. Might not be Saquon, but it's going to be somebody. Like, we're getting to that point where a big name player is probably not going to get paid soon.
I already told you I wouldn't be shocked. The way it's set up, Saquon could be gone next year. Could be. Like, it's not saying, and not saying that I want that, not saying that it would be, but he could be gone next year.
Could be.
So, I mean, there's moves you can make, but all of these contracts, it's got to be, I don't see it. I don't see that you're going to have Davis, by the way, was a set-the-market contract. Carter's going to be a set-the-market contract. Quinion is absolutely going to be a reset-the-market contract. Oh, Cooper DeJean's going to get one too? No, you can't do that. Like, you can't. There's too many set-the-market contracts. You're not going to be able to do it.
Well, unless Howie gets hit by a bus, I think he'll figure something out. But, like,
he will figure something out, but it means somebody's going to have to go. Like, next year, the 2027 season, right now on the books, they have 10 guys making at least $10 million. The cheapest one is Jonathan Grenard at 11.1. When Jalen Carter gets paid, that means you're going to have 12 guys getting paid at least $10 million.
Not the worst time for the former number one overall wide receiver to get you a first-round pick back. I know you got to deal with the dead cap hit in, like, the short term, but a lot of mouths to feed.
No,
It's not the worst thing that happened.
And look, there's some guy like Dallas Goedert probably won't be here after this.
No, Dallas Goedert.
Right? Like there's going to be a lot of
not
players.
not with what you've just invented in Stowers. I mean, just invested in Stowers.
Yeah.
No.
But like, I don't know. There might be 2 guys gone for all we know. It could be retirements. That could be part of it. It might not just be cap casualties. It could be retirements. But there's going to be probably a surprising cut or a cut we don't want to see.
I just don't. There's too much on. You can have is how many record-setting. Like I'm looking here, is that how many record-setting contracts? And again, this is AI.
Mm-hmm.
How many record-setting contracts can you have at a position on one side of the ball? And it said 3, 3 record-setting contracts on one side of the ball. The Eagles would be approaching 4. You know what I mean? It's like you can't do it. You just can't be putting that kind of money on it.
Yeah.
And by the way, now, and the longer you put off Carter and the longer you put off Hurts, the more money it's going to cost you, which makes it less likely that you'd be able to afford all these guys.
Yeah,
which is scary.
It's going to be really interesting to see who that cap casualty is because it's going to happen at some point. And the good thing is the Eagles have been drafting so well that you feel comfortable, but it's going to be a big name. Like if it's Saquon, you need to find like that 2nd or 3rd round running back or the late 1st round running back. Like if they do really well in the playoffs, to start mixing in because
at some point the math doesn't math.
Like we've reached a point now where they don't have a running back of the future on this roster. They don't. Like Tank Bigsby's going to be a part of the puzzle. Will Shipley has shown that he's not taking like some super step. Who else they have? Carson Steele. Like that's like they don't have like a running back that's gonna pair with Saquon, and then if they release Saquon, here's this guy that like it's gonna be probably another. We might go back to the old Howie, where it's the trade for the guy.
Jordan
on the
Howard,
final
come
year.
on down.
Right, Jordan Howard, DeAndre Swift. The final year of their rookie deal, guys. We might get back to that soon.
And they're going to be drafted at 32 this year, which does make it more difficult.
Hell yeah, man. Damn right. Eagles Super Bowl. Here we go.
That's it. That's what we're looking for.
All right, what do we have on the Davis Honda text line? Feel the Davis difference. Check them out in Burlington. And then we'll check the poll of the day brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health that's making sure that the poll is still standing strong 3+ hours into the show.
Oh, it's still strong. We'll get to that. But texters checking in on our question about what this series against the Mets proved. Did it prove the ceiling of the Phillies to you? This texter says, no, the only thing that this series proved is that the Mets suck.
Yeah, I mean, the Mets do suck, but, like, I'm going to celebrate when the Phillies beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, but the question is, though, is what has it proven to that listener? It says it proves that the Mets suck, and the Mets are a last-place team. Look, it's very – there are some interesting questions that have to be asked. I mean, Christopher Sanchez's numbers are very, very good against bad teams and good against good teams. It's like his numbers are drastically different against good teams. There's questions that have to be asked about are stats being padded? Are the team being padded on bad teams?
Sanchez was runner-up for Cy Young last year. I'm not worried about him. Now, the offense, you can have that conversation.
Yep.
Yeah, you absolutely could because when Harper and Schwarber
you're not going to face those teams in the playoffs.
Right. When Harper and Schwarber aren't going, we see what happens.
You're dead in the water.
Yeah,
let's be real.
Look, Brandon Marsh has been having a hell of a season. He's now down to 310. 310 is still
a
ridiculously great batting average, but you hope that he doesn't sort of fall down to the 280, 290. Even though it's still a great season statistically, that means he went through a really rough patch for his average to drop that many points. The good thing is Bohm is raising his batting average. Trey Turner raised his batting average.
Bohm has quietly done an amazing job.
He's the second most RBI in June, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I believe so.
In like all of baseball, not the
he
Phillies
had like
in all
10
of baseball.
in like the first 7 days of the month.
Right. So you're getting contributions from
it's nice
a
to
lot
see,
of different
too, because
people
he's
now.
sticking to it. Right now, what's he got, 41 runs batted in?
I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I don't know if that's right. I mean, I may have gone to, maybe it's 31. I think he's got 40 or something like that. I mean, that's really good because
41 ribbies.
He's got 41. Yeah. I mean, it's the productivity that's impressive.
As long as the guys are getting on base in front of him, he's not going to change the game with one swing of the bat with nobody on base, but with people on base, he'll
I mean, Harper's got 44.
Yeah.
Alec Bohm's got 41.
Yeah.
I mean, Alec Bohm's elite. That's good.
Why is everything Harper?
Those are
I don't
elite
know.
numbers.
I don't know.
What
You
does
love
your
this guy
elite
do to
numbers?
you?
Bryce Harper has done something to you.
Those
and
are elite numbers.
And I don't know
No,
what
just say
it is.
those are elite.
He's like this guy that you.
Or is that not elite?
I have random hates. You guys know that.
Is that not elite?
You don't like Bryce Harper.
No, I don't like his antics. I liked it. The other night, after his stupidity on the base pads and his arrogance about it, I just can't even more. He can't even admit that what he does is stupid. When he does stupid stuff and he can't even admit it, so before the game on Saturday and he's trying to explain it and he's just like, I'm going to do what I've got to do. I've been doing it since high school and that's how I play and that's what I'm going to do. It's just like he's so arrogant about just not doing things the right way and doesn't care.
I'd say the two-time MVP and
That's
future
great.
Hall of Famer knows how to do things relatively the right way.
Well, he doesn't, though, because
Ah,
he doesn't do them right. So he obviously doesn't, though. You're sneezing again.
I can't stop. Maybe I'm allergic to your Bryce Harper hate.
Could be.
That could be what it is.
Could be allergic to it.
Oh, my God.
Or just playing the game the right. You're allergic to playing the game the right way.
Do you want us to throw it to break?
Oh, my God. No.
That's amazing.
All right, coming up next, I'm really excited for this segment. If I can get through it. My interest level in the World Cup is skyrocketed. Even more so, not just because of Team USA's great start. You know how we always worry about spies in our country? Well, we have spies in our country, but not because of government reasons, but because of soccer. It's Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
I got something that'll excite you about the world's biggest soccer tournament because it is ongoing here in this great country of ours, and you can trade the entire tournament on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you can trade every single match from the opening stage all the way to the final, including the matches right here in Philadelphia. We got another one. 5 o'clock this evening, France is trading at a 90% probability to take down Iraq. You're going to get $110 on a $100 trade if France does indeed win. And you probably should expect them to. They were in the final last time this tournament was held. But check this out. I was looking at the futures for who's going to win it all. The USA is currently trading at 5%. They've already won their group and punched their ticket to the knockout stages. A $100 trade right now. Can you guess what it pays out? $1,776. Yeah, right on the 1776. For the 250th anniversary, you can't make it up. You can make that trade right now on Kalshi if you think USA has a chance to go all the way. And on Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, so you better get on it quick. There's no house. And as the probability changes, you could buy in and out of your position. So the numbers do move, and that can be a good thing for you to take advantage. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code FANATIC to get $10 when you trade 10. Kalshi. That's Kalshi. Trade the beautiful game. 18 plus only. Restrictions and eligibility requirements apply. Event contract trading involves risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Prices, values, and available markets may differ from those mentioned. For more information, see Kalshi.com/regulatory.
The NBA draft is tomorrow, and we
3 or 4 years from now, because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team.
And
so you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Should the Phillies trade for Mike Trout? Should the Phillies trade for Scooble? Because you know what? Here, kids, the Phillies don't have what it takes to get either player. Spoiler alert, they don't have the quality of talent that it would take to get the two most sought-after players that could be available at the trade deadline. Now, there will be a lot of gas bags in this market. Hopefully they're not in this building that will tell you, oh, they should go get Scooble. They should go get Mike Trout. They can't get Mike Trout. Here's the reason. The Phillies have problems right now. Can they go to their minor league system and go get some top prospects? Somebody to call up that everybody would say, hey, this could solve a problem? Andrew was just talking about it. Hell no. It looks like the picked over shelves at a Giant the day before a blizzard. They got nobody. Nobody's coming to save the day from the minor league system. There is nothing coming to help the problem. So if you don't have prospects that are ready to come up and ready to help you at the major league level, how do you think you are going to be able to get one of the top pitchers on the market or top players on the market? Especially one of the top players on the market who has every opportunity in his entire career to come here and play and has rejected it. Could have found his way here on his own and rejected it. Would rather play in anonymity in the shadow of Disneyland. No. What is it is?
The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right. Do we have spies afoot here in the United States of America?
During the World Cup, they said we would.
So Sam Borden, who's actually the guy that I talked to yesterday on the network.
Okay.
Sam Borden's like
You did a great job, by the way. If anybody didn't get to hear Andrew Saturday and Sunday afternoon, you did a really, really nice job. It was good to hear you on the network.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Really nice work.
Sam is like an international reporter, but also does soccer coverage for ESPN, which is an international sport. He wrote an awesome story that came out yesterday. I wish I knew about it when I had him on. But it's perfect time to get to it now because interest and intrigue is something that we've been talking about. Are you more interested and more intrigued by the World Cup because of the success that Team USA has shown so far? I never realized that, like, Spygate and how big of a deal we made it out, because obviously it impacted us here in Philadelphia, is like common practice in soccer. Did you know that?
I did not, no.
What do you mean, like common practice? You mean like teams
Are
infiltrating each other? Oh,
all
yes.
the time. And teams know it, that they are going to be spied on somehow. It's just a matter of what they're going to do and can we stop it? Like, it's still illegal, but it's also, like, kind of understood that it happens. Like a Marcelo Bielsa, who's an Argentinian coach, admitted in 2019 that his team, when he was the manager of Leeds United, spied on every opponent they faced that season.
Why would he was he still coaching when he admitted that?
I don't
like, why would
think
you ever
so.
Why would you ever admit it?
I guess he wasn't coaching when he admitted it. I'm not sure.
Well, why would you be proud
I'll
of
look at his LinkedIn.
Why would you be proud of it?
Well, because it's
trying to get an edge.
It's part of the game. So Team USA was practicing in Irvine, California.
Okay.
That's where their training camp was, which, again, the reason why we're discussing whether or not are they going to play Game 3, all their starters? It feels like it's the Eagles in preseason week number 3 because they only started training a month ago. Like,
right.
They're in their other leagues where they get paid professionally, and then they just get here for this tournament. There was a hot air balloon because there's like an area right outside of the practice facility where there's hot air balloon rides.
So they could get the whole field?
They actually sent one of their like team security people over there to be like, hey, is anybody up there like filming or recording? And of course people are, right? Like they're taking pictures. Like if you're in a hot air balloon, I've never done that. I would imagine people take their phones out and take pictures and get videos. And they like started interrogating like some of the people that were coming back down from their hot air balloon.
The thing is, though, is that they could just upload it to the cloud before they
And they're already up at the cloud, so I probably
easy upload.
Is that the clouds
that's how
that they
it works.
actually
Yeah,
went
probably
to?
quick upload.
So
apparently, between Canada and France, it happened just 2 years ago, where somebody used GoPros throughout the entire stadium. They set up like hundreds of GoPros, different angles, to spy on what they were doing in practice. I respect it now.
I love this. Yeah.
I mean, we had a guy in Michigan get banned for this for life, and soccer's just like, no, this is a part of it. It's up to you to stop us.
Yeah, if everybody's doing it, I'm in. I just want it to be an equal playing field. I don't care what it takes.
Like it's awesome. Remember when the Eagles won the Super Bowl the first time? They did the practice inside the.
They did a fake practice.
A fake practice inside the conference room at the hotel they were staying at because they didn't know who was watching.
But they thought somebody was watching them in the conference room,
Yes.
which I found really, really strange. I didn't understand the story. I'm like, who is watching you in the conference
Bill
room?
Belichick
Do you think a waiter or a waitress is like a fake employee?
Or they got the room bugged or something? Who knows?
Like, how did I don't understand.
Maybe it's one of those old paintings where the eyes move.
Oh,
that's on Scooby.
Yeah.
On Scooby-Doo, that happened all the time.
I can see Bill Belichick being back there.
Yeah, I could.
Crunching on
Just
some
two eye holes
chips.
cut out.
Yeah, I could see that happen. A Swedish scout in 2018 was busted using a telescope spying on South Korea before their match in the World Cup. Paris had Canada used a drone over their practice back in 2024. This wasn't even World Cup. This was just like the summer games.
How about Kirby Smart does not allow maintenance employees in the building during practice. No maintenance can be going on in the building because he's always afraid somebody's videotaping and stuff like that. So while they're having practice for that, like hour and 15, hour and 20, no maintenance can be going on. So no painting.
Yeah.
No, because workers and stuff like that. Coaches are paranoid.
They absolutely are. And because it's happened. But
okay, I get you.
I kind of respect it that it's part of soccer. Like, they're going to do it. It's just up to it's like, we need Big Dom to put
no.
We need Big Dom to put a stop to it.
Soccer doesn't need Big Dom.
Well, I'm available, Team USA. I'll go down. If you guys pay for my ticket, I'll go watch France at 5 o'clock today, and I'll take some video for you.
Because you know what's every one of these programs.
Well, no, that'll be on TV. They know that.
Every one of these countries.
I'll get behind-the-scenes footage.
For their teams, they all have a Big Dom.
Yeah.
But only the team that has Big Dom you would know the person that does it.
Damn right.
All the other teams that you would know the Big Dom. Only he would make himself the story.
FIFA promised that the security perimeters around each of this summer's World Cup training sites will be robust, and the U.S. has notoriously strict drone operator regulations that make it challenging even for teams who want to use the devices to film their own session. How about
That's
that?
amazing. That's fun, though, to think of the creative ways that you could do it.
What would your creative way be?
I'd definitely have somebody on the ground, somebody within the building, somebody. I'd be paying a counter spy.
I'd hire somebody to parachute from a plane. Oh, I was just parachuting. Plane took me in a weird direction, and the whole time they're slowly going down the camera.
That could work, too.
You know the kids that walk out with the players before the game? We're going cameras on the kids. They never check the children.
You're exploiting children, Connor.
No, they're just
maybe you're not kind.
I have a horrible joke. What if it wasn't actually a child? Somebody of that size?
Hey, the Little People dating show was on the other night. I saw the commercial for it.
Saying.
They're having like a Love Island for the little people.
We got ideas, Team USA. Call us.
Yeah. Do
In
you
Vegas.
have an idea to spy on soccer teams? We're here for the United States of America. Davis on a text line, 610-632-0975. What would your strategy be to spy on other teams? Let us know. We'll talk about that next. Coming up next, by the way, I'm proud of this city. We've not talked about Giannis at all. But we'll talk about it next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Harper and Schwarber step up. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took the series against the Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper both went yard. That follows up a night where, Schwarber went yard 3 times. Harper hit for the cycle. It was a great Father's Day weekend for the Phils. Don Mattingly, he talked about the energy that Bryce Harper brings, the base running decisions on Saturday, and what that means to the team.
I think all guys, you want to see guys that play with energy and we want to take chances. We want to take smart chances. Like that's a good chance there. You like to be aggressive, but you like to be aggressive and be smart with it.
Now we'll see if the Phillies can continue to be smartly aggressive as they take on the Nationals down in D.C. tonight for the start of that series. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. The Phillies have not yet announced a starter. We're just a day away from draft night for the Sixers. New president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey, is set to make his first big move in his new position. We will keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they can do at pick number 22. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D. They punched their ticket to the round of 32. France will play Iraq in World Cup game in South Philadelphia today at 5 p.m. And Wyndham Clark was your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock. This update is brought to you by Rosenbaum Injury Law. If you've been injured, don't settle for less because winning means everything. Call Rosenbaum & Associates today for a free consultation. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
Don't have it. You know who does? The Dodgers, the Braves, the Yankees, other franchises who are contenders that are right now, by the way, teams that are better.
First of all, starting the tweet with "sorry Philly fans," like, what are you sorry about? Like, what do we need to be sorry about? Like, the New York Knicks fans who looked like absolute trash half of this finals, and I know it's not all of them, half of this finals doing the stuff they were doing in the streets, beating people up, doing all this ridiculous stuff. That, number one, we're supposed to feel good for them? Or how about the fans that came down to Xfinity Mobile Arena and they chanted bleep and bead as loud as they possibly could every single time they were in the building? We're supposed to feel good for them? And then even if they didn't do any of that stuff, even if they were the greatest fans in the world, we're Philadelphia. That's New York. New York looks down on this city. They've always looked down on this city. They've always accused us of being a second-rate city. We're supposed to feel good? Oh, but poor Knicks fans. They've waited since 1973, and if you don't appreciate that, you don't like sports. Get the hell out of here with that. I'm not going to feel good for these ridiculous Knicks fans. Do you think those Knicks fans felt good for Philadelphia in Super Bowl 52? Were they out on the street saying, wow, look how united the city of Philadelphia is. Yay, Philly. Yay. Come on with that stuff. Get out of here. And every fan is coming at Sealski, and they're right. Like, don't lecture this.
Let's hear what they got into earlier today on Kincade Salciunas.
That was a very, very fun weekend of Phillies baseball.
It's always great when you pummel the Mets.
Yes, I hate them.
It is so much fun to see them doing that.
Did this weekend remind you that this Phillies team can be dangerous? And I'm not talking about like, hey, they can win 90 games in the regular season and get to the playoffs. We're talking about, can they get hot for a stretch of 6 weeks? Now, I've said since last year, kind of this is something that you and I debated a lot. Like, I hate that we are reliant on just getting hot at the right time. Like, there are some teams, like the Dodgers, that are foolproof or hot-proof. Like, they don't have to have 8 guys get hot for them to win because they're just that deep. It seems like the Phillies need their top guys going because that's still a bit of an issue with this Phillies team. If the top 3 guys aren't going, and we're talking about the top 3 paid guys, Schwarber, Turner, and Harper, then we know that this team has a limit to what they can accomplish. But when they get hot, we know how dangerous this team can be.
I'd say I didn't need a reminder.
You're asking the question. I think you're asking the question to yourself.
Yes.
Because Connor and I have both been trying to say to you, as disgusted as we can be, and Connor less than me, but neither one of us believed at any time that this team wasn't incredibly dangerous. There's no doubt in my mind this team could get hot, play 2 or 3 great weeks of baseball, and find itself in the Final Four or even in a World Series. There's no doubt.
Now back to the show.
All right, it is 9 a.m. here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5 The Fanatic. You heard us talking a lot of Phillies today. Also talking World Cup. Has your interest, your intrigue gone up since their 2-0 start and the fact that they're already on to the round of 32, and we get to get excited for July 1st, 8 o'clock start. Can't wait for it. I know we have a poll of the day, which is brought to us by Dr. Avedon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health. It continues to stay strong. Thanks to Dr. Avedon Appel, we have strong polls. What do we got?
You called 60% now. Sorry, 61% of the audience liars earlier when they picked this choice. Going into the World Cup, what were you more interested in? Either the tournament itself or Team USA's success? 61% saying Team USA's success, only 39%.
Yeah, the reason why I say they're lying is because I don't think anybody expected this start. And I think usually we just get excited for the World Cup, period. And the fact that it's also here in the United States, I almost think there was more interest in how this country hosts the tournament more than what does Team USA do, which is why I think 60% of you are lying.
I mean, it was to me, I just have gotten attached to the event.
Yeah.
And I think my expectations for Team USA are so low going in that this has been an amazing it's been an amazing showing. But for me, it was the event.
Yes.
And the fact that, and the event, it was more about the USA hosting it than it was Team USA.
Sure. Oh, yeah, exactly. That's why I think 60% of people are lying. Now, look, I've had a different experience before this year. I was in Europe the last 2 World Cups. And, again, it was Lithuania, shocker. I was in a park both times I went, and it was so much fun. There was like kind of like what Philly has. Philly has a fan fest area.
Yeah, Lemon Hill over in Fairmount.
They should do that every World Cup. It doesn't have to be in the United States for it to happen.
Because this has shown
it's awesome.
People will come out to it and love it.
I go to this random park both times that I've been out there during the World Cup, and you would see hundreds of people watching Belgium versus Ireland. Like Lithuania wasn't even in it. They were because they stink. Like they weren't even in the actual World Cup, and yet people were surrounding this place watching it. That fan fest in Lemon Hill should be there every 4 years. It does not have to be in the United States for us to have something like that. It is cool.
Unless USA doesn't qualify again, in which case.
No, you still have it. Like, still give a place for people to watch. It's part of the event, and that's why, John, I'm with you. I'm more event than Team USA. But it's an added bonus that Team USA has been playing so well. All right, but 60% are frauds. Also, real quick, before we get to this Giannis thing, does Kyle Schwarber reach 60 home runs this year?
Probably not.
29 right now.
It's unreal, though. The tear that he's on is crazy.
Do you think that's the last time he hit multi-home runs in a game? I'm not going to say 3.
No.
But
no. He has more.
I imagine
he has he's got at least either 1 or 2 multiple home run game in him.
And what? He's got 4 in 2 games. Earlier this year, he had 5 straight games he had a home run, but he had 6 in 5 games because he had 2 in 1 game.
He had like 8 and 10. Yeah, that stretch.
Like he's got another one of those stretches. I almost want to guarantee it. It's hard to guarantee something like that, but I almost want to guarantee that there will be another stretch where in a span of 10 games, Kyle Schwarber has 6 home runs, 7 home runs. Like I could see that happening.
He's today is the 22nd, so he is. I think I saw he is 16 days or 17 days ahead of last year's pace.
Okay, where he had 56 home runs last year.
He is 17 days ahead of last year's pace. 17 calendar days. By the way, the Phillies play every game every day until July 3rd. Like they play, they have an off day July 3rd, so they play every day. So it's like there's a lot of games to be played.
By the way, the fact that he's a DH and he's not really on his feet, like
he's
helps
worth
with
every
penny, dude.
Yeah,
and
every
it works,
single penny.
And it's cashing in right now on that. I got to tell you, he's way ahead of the pace.
Like, can he reach 60?
What do you 56?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he? He's 17.
Yeah, they're not even at 81 games.
No,
yet.
they have 5 games. We'll be at the Saturday. Is the halfway the halfway point of the season is Friday night. So they'll be at the halfway point on Friday night.
And I totally can see him hitting a home run at some point in this series against the Nationals.
It's just such an astronomical number to say 60 while we sit here in mid-June.
Yeah, but the hitting,
or I guess late June.
I don't want to say the hitting season because that's ridiculous. But the thing is, his warm weather bombs do tend to statistically just go through the roof.
We're in June Schwarber,
and then we're gonna have July and August heat.
Hoagie Fest hasn't even started yet. You just wait. Schwarber Fest. Isn't that that's in July, right?
Yeah, July and August. Yes,
so.
yeah. Hoagie Fest starts.
Hoagie Fest even started yet, man. By the way, Miles Michaelis. That's like I will run to the FanDuel Sportsbook app to bet a college.
And when is that?
Home run. That's Wednesday.
Okay, because
by the way, it's a Nola Michaelis. Bet the over.
Just bet if they're offering a line on it now. Do it now. So.
You know what? Oh my God, this is horrible. Miles Michaelis, I think, is the biggest waste in Major League Baseball right now.
That is incredible to you.
He's one of the most. He's his big sports.
You said the biggest.
Yeah, one of the biggest wastes is where like he should not still be pitching in Major League Baseball, but people need arms, so he's on it.
Because we got a few.
You know his ERA is better than Aaron Nola's?
What's he in the fives right now?
Miles Michaelis is at 5.47. Nola is at 5.71. Here I am talking about Miles Michaelis being one of the worst pitchers in baseball.
And how much does Michaelis make compared to Nola?
Oh, I'm sure he's making nothing close.
So
to
then
what
don't.
Nola's
So then
making.
take that out of your vernacular. Then.
Yeah, no, it's just
because what Nola's stealing.
You just don't like the mustache.
What Nola's stealing right now.
Look, Miles Michaelis. I celebrate because if he didn't hang that curveball to Bryce Harper, I don't know if we have that run in 2022. He hung that curveball. Remember, Bryce Harper had no power up until that point. Nothing. He was not driving the ball at all. He threw a curveball that went like 50 miles per hour in the middle of the plate. Harper hit a home run, and then we saw the tear that he went on after that.
And
So thank you, Miles.
Yes, there you go.
Appreciate that. All right, I'm proud of us. We've not talked Giannis. Like, I'm proud of us.
That's because we don't do the clickbait shows.
Well, I don't even think clickbait shows, honestly,
And we
have
don't-
talked about him, to be frank.
And we don't curse, which is fun too. Just a joke. Love you.
So Giannis is not coming here. And I'm very proud that we're not even having this conversation. But it is going to be interesting to see just how much when the move happens, how does that impact the rest of the NBA? Like him going to Miami, I think is dumb for both parties. Like Milwaukee doesn't get much in return from Miami.
So why do it?
Because it's the NBA. And so Giannis can say, that's where I want to go. And he's got 1 year left on his deal. And he can say, I'm not going to go somewhere else.
Does he have a no trade?
No, I imagine wherever he's going, he's going to sign an extension.
Correct. So he just says, I'm not going to go unless I sign an extension.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to trade with you unless he's willing to sign it.
Yeah, like from a basketball standpoint, to me, the Minnesota Timberwolves make the most sense. But why would Minnesota trade for basically a rental, right? Like especially for when you're going to be giving up as much as you would for Giannis. It's going to be annoying. He's just going to go to Miami. So he's still in the Eastern Conference. That's just another team that you always got to kind of have to keep an eye on. But we had Adam Aronson on earlier today, and you asked him about the offseason plans. There's not going to be much of a difference. Like, we're going to see the Philadelphia 76ers will have Joel Embiid and Paul George on the team. It just seems like that's the case.
How disappointed were you to hear that answer, even though you expected that answer?
Yeah, it's just kind of you said,
how
I
disappointed
expected it.
when it hit you, though? When you heard him say it so matter-of-factly.
Apathetic. I mean, unfortunately.
And that's the thing that really sucks.
Angry. Because it's not Gansey's fault. Like,
no, it's not
Gansey's
fault.
walking into this situation trying to build for the future and not.
Because the way I look at it is the way that we're looking at it right now, what Gansey's stepping into, is sort of how, what has been left behind for Gansey is what's going to be left behind for Preston Mattingly.
Right.
Here's what I did. Clean it up. Go clean it up. Good luck to you.
But the one thing that I'll say, because I feel like we're just writing it off like it won't happen or it can't happen. I didn't think anybody would touch that Al Horford contract. And Daryl Morey came in here and said, I got this.
He did.
Don't worry. I'll take care of this.
He did. Well, those kind of things, someone picking up your bad contract, it happens in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't happen in other sports.
Yeah.
Does not happen in other sports the way it happens in the NBA.
So why couldn't it happen?
Like it could. I guess it could.
I feel like we're just in the understanding that it's not going to happen. It could. I've seen it. I've seen bad contracts get moved in the NBA. Paul George is more likely than Joel Embiid, but it doesn't feel like that's happening. And I wonder, look, how much.
And these guys that we're talking to would be on it.
Right.
They'd be on it. Like they'd be catching a whiff of, hey, some teams are kicking tires on Paul George.
But what I would say is, I mentioned Minnesota. I think Minnesota is a team that could use a Paul George. Minnesota's in on the Giannis thing. So there's not going to be any Paul George smoke, because why would there be?
Yeah, well, it sounds like the Giannis thing is down to 2, and it sounds like they're both Eastern Conference teams.
Miami and Boston.
So we have some stuff from Windy that was just on Get Up on the Giannis stuff
what do we got?
with Boston. It's heating up a little bit.
I'll tell you this, I was really skeptical that the Boston Celtics were going to go all in on this, and from what I understand, they have. The Celtics and the Heat are the two teams aggressively going after Giannis. I would say they're the finalists. And if Giannis is going to be traded in the next 24 hours, which I think is a good chance of happening, I think it's either going to be to Boston or Miami. The Boston thing is the one. They were very cautious about putting Jaylen Brown in this an official firm offer. I believe they have. Jaylen Brown is on the table, and Jaylen Brown could get traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo in the short term.
And you know what? That's the worst thing possible, because here's the deal. Boston, Jaylen Brown's a freaking stud. He's a stud. But Boston's going to be good whether they have Jaylen Brown or Giannis Antetokounmpo on that team.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I'll celebrate this. I will celebrate Giannis going to Boston. Boston's not better getting rid of Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, but you know who's better with Jaylen Brown? Milwaukee. And so now you have two teams, because Boston's still going to be good.
But you think Milwaukee's going to be like a real threat in the East?
Jaylen Brown carried a lot of that Celtics team last year to the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference before Jason Tatum got
I can't believe
back.
anybody in Boston would be celebrating this. I can't believe anybody waking up this morning, it's Toucher, Freddie Toucher, and the gang up at our sister station, that they would be going, dude, Jaylen Brown, get him the hell out of here, and let's get broken down Giannis in here.
They might celebrate
It's
it
so stupid.
I know Boston is tired of the live and die by the 3. You can't do that with Giannis because he can't shoot. So they might change their philosophy, which I think Boston fans might be excited about.
I got to tell you, it's stupid. It's a stupid move if you're Boston. I think I will celebrate this because Boston's not better.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I'm not celebrating.
So
it.
Giannis has won a championship.
Okay, how long ago?
No, I'm just saying, is Jason Tatum going to be the best player that Giannis has ever played with?
Yes.
Yes.
And that is still an MVP championship winner that is now going with Jason Tatum.
How long ago was that?
Sure.
Well, wait a minute, though. You can't. We can't do that, though, Connor. It matters. And Giannis has played in how many games?
I know it matters. My point is this: like that's still a really talented basketball player.
He played 67 games 2 years ago, which is more than what we get out of our star players here.
No, I get you. I'm just saying to you is that he's I don't know. Okay, when was the last time? When was the last time Giannis was healthy for a playoff run?
He's been broken down come playoff times because of his, his aggressive style.
I'm just trying to look here. 1, 2. Okay, in 20. He hasn't played in the 23, 24, 25, 26. It's been 4 years since he's played in the playoffs.
Right, that's my point. In Milwaukee, he's been that team. They had ancient Dame Lillard, and outside of that, Drew Holiday, who's a good player, very good player, but still, like, he's now along with another star player who's in their prime. It will be asked to do less because Boston has more of a bench.
Just 2025, he played in 5 games for the Pacers. They were one and done. They lost, or for the Bucks, they lost to the Pacers in the first round. He was not the problem. 36, 34, 37, 28, 30. His rebounds 12, 18, 12, 15, 20.
Yeah, I'm just saying to you, though, is for 4 years, the last 4 playoff runs, he has not been available to help his team come playoff time.
But Milwaukee also just hasn't been that good. Right, that organization has been in a rough spot.
I think Milwaukee benefits from getting a stud in Jaylen Brown.
I think
Giannis benefits from going to Boston. Now that's 2 teams that are good in the Eastern Conference. Not that the Sixers are I'm not expecting them to contend at any time soon, but it just sucks because now it's. I thought if he was going to get traded, he'd go to the Western Conference.
If you were the Boston Celtics, are you making this deal? I am not.
I would keep Jaylen Brown.
If you're the executive, I'd keep Jaylen Brown. I'm not making this deal.
Yeah, I'd keep Jaylen Brown as well.
Well, then I wouldn't do this deal. So, I mean, like, I'm going to celebrate Boston making this deal.
I still think
they are not as good. Boston gets weaker.
They changed their style of play, though, which might benefit them.
Yeah, I think they can be as good. I don't think at face value it's easy to say that, but I don't think it's a big drop-off.
I think, honestly, both Milwaukee and – this is how a trade should be. where both teams benefit.
Yes.
And I think that happens. Him going to Miami is stupid because when Giannis,
what's it going to be?
When Giannis won the championship in Milwaukee, he had Chris Middleton, he had Drew Holiday, he had Brook Lopez. All the players that he would win with in Miami are going to be in the deal, so he won't win in Miami, and the Milwaukee Bucks just get screwed. Like, do Bucks fans celebrate getting Tyler Hero? Like, no. This trade would actually help both teams, which makes things worse for the Sixers, that two teams in the Eastern Conference benefit from it, and the Sixers just get kicked in the you-know-whats again.
And when did he
for
win
their own doing.
When did he win a championship? I'm seriously asking is what year was that?
That was the 2021.
21?
I think.
It was 21.
Right.
It was it was 21. It was 21. It was the year the Sixers lost to the Hawks. Right? It was the year the Sixers lost to the Hawks. He was the Finals MVP that year, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, that's really, man, I'm telling you, I would not make this deal.
I mean, Jokic hasn't won since what, 22?
Yeah, but I'm not making it. Yeah, but Jokic has been a part of playoff runs since then, has been a part of his team competing and has been healthy and has been. Giannis is broken down.
Yeah, I just think it's short-sighted to say the championship was 5 years ago, so it doesn't help Boston.
Because he's a broken down guy. I'm not saying this. Like, I don't have to say that with Jokic. He's not broken down.
Well, because Jokic can't move more than 2 miles an hour.
Celtics were missing a big man last year, a guy that could play down low and be physical. They're going to get a guy that can play down low and be physical. They're going to lose an incredible scorer. I love Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's going to be really good for Milwaukee if this happens.
They were playing like Neemias Queta 40 minutes.
Yeah. I don't like this. The state of the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference getting deep, man. Yeah, the Knicks just win the championship. Boston's always Boston. If Milwaukee benefits from this, that sucks.
Detroit still has a little something.
Yeah.
Halliburton's going to be back.
Cleveland wins a lot of regular season games. Oh, man. Oh, good.
Look out for the Wizards.
Should the
Sixers
the Sixers trade for Giannis? Just kidding.
There you go.
All right, what do we
and
have?
Again, it's sort of like the Phillies trade deadline. What could they possibly trade?
Yeah, nothing. What do we got on the text line?
So we have more people checking in on the Phillies conversation. This texter saying that the Phillies team can either charge their way to the NLCS or flame out and miss the playoffs. Nothing about this weekend proved anything different.
They're not going to miss the playoffs.
They're not. Well, wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
They're not going to miss the playoffs.
They have too much pitching. They're not going to.
They have too much pitching. If Wheeler or Sanchez went down.
Well,
I'm saying you don't say they have too much. Well, don't say they have too much pitching. They're one injury away from not being a lock at all for the playoffs.
Say that about a lot of teams.
Well, no, I'm saying it about the Phillies because we're having a conversation about the Phillies right now. Right now, they're 2 games up on a playoff spot.
Okay.
2. If Wheeler or Sanchez was down, let's say they were out for the year, you're telling me there's no doubt they make the playoffs?
Yeah, if Chris Sale goes down, the Braves are going to be in trouble.
No, we're not talking about. We're talking about the Phillies.
Yeah, you can't just hypothetical injury
I'm
stuff.
just not going into it with injury on my mind. I get it. I get what you're saying.
I mean, the Phillies are paper.
We do this. We do this about the Eagles all the time, right?
But the Phillies are a paper thin playoff team. They are so built right now on that because their offense can't carry them. They're going to be right now. They're one of the longest teams right now trying to get above the run differential.
Oh, they're at -4.
Is that what
they're at -4, man.
Yeah,
One
they
big
got
win
closer.
tonight, and
they could do it.
We got it.
Yeah, dude, we could be at even run differential soon.
Let's get over it.
I imagine they'll be in plus territory by the end of this week.
And by the way, they have the 6 games with the Cardinals left. That's going to be some good baseball after the All-Star break. I think that's after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
Those are going to be some big games, too, for seeing who gets to host that wild card series.
Well, can it be more than just a wild card series?
Could be.
Coming up next.
You never know.
Taking 2 of 3 against the Mets was great. Well, they're right back at it today. Can they be within 5 games of first place by the end of the week? They're 6.5 back now. We'll talk about it next. Kincade Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic.
It's going to be another big week of world soccer, and it's fever all over the U.S. right now. Games in Philly and Jersey tonight at 5 o'clock. France plays Senegal in Philadelphia. Plus, at 8 o'clock tonight, it'd be Norway in the Meadowlands, too. I messed that up. Hey, the top 2 teams in each of the 12 groups advance to the round of 32, which starts on Sunday the 28th and goes until July 4th. Among the teams, USA, Brazil, Mexico, and more. So join me, get some skin in the game on your favorite teams, play all the tournament games all along on the BetParx app. The BetParx app is great. It's got you covered for the whole tournament. Special odds boost, plus team and player props. Now, I don't know enough about the players to be able to do those individual bets, but if you're a big soccer fan, you can, and you can cash in on your expertise. Now, I love betting some of those games on the team props. Those are a little bit easier for me. Right now, find what you like and get in on it. Bet on your favorite teams and players from around the world, or enjoy classic casino games right there on your phone all summer long. And new casino users are going to get 500 bonus spins on the new hot soccer online slot game. Goal, 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 goal. Collect them. You're going to have a great time. Got to be 21, and in Pennsylvania, Jersey, Maryland, or Michigan, that casino bonus has got to be wagered. So check out the details at betparks.com. Should you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
The Phils mash against the Mets. I'm Connor Thomas, and the Phillies took the series against the New York Mets with a 6-2 win last night on Sunday Night Baseball. They won on Saturday with a great night from Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper, and they continued their monster weekends yesterday, both going yard in the win. Don Mattingly talked after the game about how fun it is to watch Schwarber go through his process of hitting.
Just his game planning is so good. What he's looking for, where it's got to start. Yeah, that part, you had a feeling that was kind of what you saw from the other side. So it's definitely it's fun to watch.
And he's on a torrid pace right now with the long ball. They'll start a series with the Nationals tonight in D.C. First pitch is at 6:45 p.m. The Phillies have not yet announced a starter. We're just a day away from draft night for the Sixers, and new president of basketball operations, Mike Gansey, prepares to make his first big move. We'll keep you updated on what we're hearing about what they could do at pick number 22. The NHL draft begins Friday night for the Flyers. Team USA has officially won World Cup Group D. They're on to the knockout stages. France will take on Iraq tonight at 5 p.m. in Philly as our World Cup local stuff continues. And Wyndham Clark was your wire-to-wire winner of the U.S. Open at Shinnecock over the weekend. This update is brought to you by the Makem Group. Visit MakemGroup.com. The Makem Group supports contractors with one of the largest PVF inventories from pipe, valve, and fittings to trusted brands. Count on the Makem Group to help you stay on schedule. Visit MakemGroup.com today. I'm Connor Thomas for the home of the Sixers, Flyers, and Union, 97.5 The Fanatic and the Fanatic.
Philadelphia. With what we've had to put up with from New York, we're now supposed to be, yay, Knicks fans. Like, I appreciate what Brunson did and Josh Hart and Karl Anthony Towns and OG Anunoby. Like, I feel good for the players. I feel good for the players. They deserved it. They earned it. They're a likable team. But to sit here and lecture the Philadelphia fans that we're supposed to feel good for the Knicks fans? Come on, Mike.
Let's do that. Now, Andrew Salciunas has the day off today. It is not because of a clip that went viral from our show last week about Jalen Hurts. He's got regular vacation, but he was getting ripped because he said his number one question for the Eagles this year is about Jalen Hurts' performance at the quarterback position with the change in offense, Sean Mannion now taking over. What is your evaluation of that? Is that your number one question?
My number one question for this team this year would be if the offensive line can stay healthy and hold up. And it's not a very sexy question, right? Like, if the offensive line isn't healthy, we can't get Landon Dickerson and Cam Jurgens and Lane Johnson back to health. I don't care what plays Sean Mannion's calling. They're not going to have much of a chance. The offensive line has to be better. It has to be healthier. They've been the foundation of that team for so long. They've been responsible for so much success. We're talking about elite, all-time Eagle talents. So I don't say this in a critical way, but I say it in a way in which the offensive line has had to play through some injuries, and it's aging. And are they going to hold up and hold together? If they do, it's going to be a great season. If they don't, it's not. To me, that's where it starts.
San Loquido piece that came out with Carson Wentz, and
Oh yeah.
so
Yeah.
there was a lot of defense of Carson. I guess what I'm saying is, independent of Carson Wentz, does it feel like the Eagles have Jalen Hurts' back after everything that's been put out there in the media and everything?
I mean, I don't feel like they've run the bus over him, but I do remember when the Carson Wentz article came out, they went into a damage control mode. I think they had Carson meeting with some reporters afterward to give his side of the story and clear the air. And I don't know if their reaction this time around is a result of that, like a byproduct of, do we really have to do this every time, because it's really not necessary, or if it's because they just don't. I don't think it's because of their relationship with Jalen Hurts right now. I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think that it's Philly. This is going to happen. Stories are going to come out. It's been coming out even before Carson. So you have different people in charge now too. It's not Doug Peterson and his crew anymore. So I thought Howie didn't do the greatest job of backing up Jalen Hurts, but I also didn't think he was rolling the. Some people interpret it as that's messaging from Howie. I didn't interpret it that way at all.
With Lamar, it's changed. You're right. But he's won the MVP and he's never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And Lamar's not 25 years old, right? Josh Allen, as far as I'm concerned, needs to start getting criticized. Because if you're going to hold everybody to the same standard, then guess what, Josh, you haven't been to a Super Bowl. It can't be the team's fault every time. Joe Burrow's took a terrible organization to the Super Bowl, right? So Joe Burrow, just by going to a Super Bowl, kind of gets checked off that list. It's like, all right, you're not in the same. No, like Justin Herbert. What are we doing here? Justin Herbert's not in this rookie contract.
Nope.
Justin Herbert's lost how many big games?
A lot.
A lot, right? Is it all his fault? It doesn't matter if it's all his fault. It doesn't matter. It's the quarterback. And Justin Herbert, how many playoff games has Justin Herbert won?
/97.5 The Fanatic Philadelphia. More of Kincade and Salciunas coming your way now.
The final hour of Kincade Salciunas is presented to you by The Bagster. It's a dumpster in a bag. You can get yours today at Home Depot and Lowe's. You need details? Go to Bagster.com.
All right, it's 9:31 here on Kincade and Salciunas, 97.5 The Fanatic. Can the Phils be within 5? And I will give you a top 5.
Ooh.
Coming up in a few minutes.
So you say you're saying, can they be within 5 by when?
By the end of this week.
Well, but you're going to be on vacation, too. How about that?
You will be first, right? You're off Thursday, Friday?
Yeah, I'm off Thursday, Friday, and I'll be back.
So do either of you guys work anymore? My goodness.
This is my last, so I will be off the final week of June to July 4th. So July 4th is a Saturday this year?
July 4th is Saturday.
So that week leading up to it, I'll be off. And then I'm here. Giddy up.
All right.
August until probably March or April of 2027. Because, football season.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Football season.
Why are you looking at me with a side eye? I mean, I'm going to be here 3 of the 4 weeks of July.
Yeah.
Before I leave.
Before you leave.
Before I leave. In fact, it just happens I get a vacation the week before I leave.
Yeah. But
so that's the way it works.
No, it's giddy up. After this vacation, it's giddy up time. I wanted to I basically gave myself the month of June to
good
refresh. Even though the first 4 a.m. always sucks afterward. But what are you gonna do?
So you're saying make up a game and a half by next Monday?
Yes.
So Price is Right Day, Connor. Next Monday.
Okay.
We have 5 and a half. 1.5 days.
That's the other reason why I took off next week.
You should 1.5 because you just want to be able to watch it in peace. 1.5 days. I see what I do. That's for you though.
Yes, thank you.
I sit and actually seek out, you're on the network. I seek out to listen to you.
Yeah, I'm going to
and
seek
you're
out
like,
to watch
I
you.
didn't even give a damn.
No, I'll seek out to watch
there you. Go.
I just won't react to it on the air.
1.5 days to do that.
The Phillies they
You
have
can do
4 games with the Nationals. They have 3 games with the Mets. The Braves, on the other hand, have a little bit of a more difficult road.
I would say so.
The Braves have a series with the Padres after they did take 2 of 3 against the Brewers. Good series for Atlanta.
They played really well.
3 games in San Diego with the Padres.
And they beat the Miz.
3 games in San Francisco against the Giants. They're actually off Monday. So can the Phillies gain a game and a half over this course of the week? I think that they can.
Phillies play 7 times. Braves play 6.
Phils will have to win at least 4 of them.
Because I think
hopefully 5.
The Phils. I don't think it's going to be. Well, can you have a 5-2? Can the Phillies go 5-2? The Phillies go 5-2. Braves go 3-3. You do it. Yeah, they can do that. The Phillies could do that. I don't think the Phillies go 5-2 this week.
You know what's funny? That's going to determine it. Whoever throws tonight better throw well.
And what is it?
This is going to be the swing game.
Okay, what is it tonight? Now tell me about this tonight because, first of all, by the way, it looks good. I see Doug Kammer saying the weather looks like it's going to hold tonight. There was some worries it was going to be a bad night. Now it looks like there's going to be a window. If you're going down to the game tonight, looks like the rain comes in at like 11. So hopefully, the rain. You're not going to hit rain tonight.
They just don't have anyone announced yet. Right?
Yeah, so nobody announced. Matt Gelb said yesterday that Alan Rangel is expected to get some innings, but he didn't say starting, so they may go opener. Not sure yet.
Okay, why? Can I ask you something too? Can I ask it for Don, Mr. Mattingly?
Yeah.
Why?
John and Don.
Why did Duran go? Why were they throwing Duran so much over the weekend?
So I would imagine
It makes no
Saturday
sense.
was like hey, let's get him out there and pitch. I don't know why he pitched yesterday. The back-to-back days.
Why in the
non-safe
world did you do that
situation.
going into tonight and going into you're playing for
Yeah, I'll be honest. Yesterday I was
11
shocked.
consecutive days. It made no sense. Don, got to tell you, made no sense.
I was shocked yesterday. I wasn't surprised that he ended up pitching
2 days in a row, you pitched him in non-safe situations. It makes no sense, and you have to play 11 days in a row. That's dumb.
Yeah,
That's dumb
I
under
didn't
any
agree with
circumstance.
yesterday. Connor
Makes no
Yeah,
sense.
I thought that was weird. The only way you could potentially look at that is, hey, we don't have a starter named for Game 1 in Washington. I don't want to say scheduled loss, but this may not go our way. It's going to get a little bit sketchy. We're probably not going to be in a save situation. So use him. He'll have an off day tomorrow.
Wait, you're predicting a potential loss today?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it doesn't look good.
We have an undecided starting pitcher.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you go into that, it's terrible.
That's replacing a guy with a 7 ERA. I would imagine tonight might be a little bit of a tough
And
one.
Foster Griffin's having a good year for the Nationals. He's on the mound tonight.
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
So maybe you say, hey, we've got a chance to win a series against the Mets. I know it's 4 runs, not 3 runs, but listen, they've got some
They
talented
did use
hitters, so-
Alvarado and Kirkering already.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I mean, can I give you guys something really, really quick? There's a lot of talk about, like, Kyle Schwarber. We've been all celebrating Kyle Schwarber.
Correct.
And I saw a lot, and I mean a lot. So I went by the timeline and I just looked and said 4 being a lot, 4 different accounts, Philly accounts saying Kyle Schwarber reaffirming his Hall of Fame case. Like, this is going to be like he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I did see that too.
This guy, okay? Did you see the comparison between Kyle Schwarber and Lance Berkman?
I saw that, yes. That popped up on the timeline.
Lance Berkman, his numbers blow away Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah, but if Kyle Schwarber finishes with 500 home runs,
That's one of those magic
still,
numbers.
Though, it is, but the numbers don't. I mean, it's just is through the same amount of games. Through the same amount of games. Lance Berkman's like 70 points higher in batting average.
Okay.
70 points higher in on-base percentage. 50 points higher in slugging percentage. 110 points higher in OPS. 25 points higher in OPS plus, whatever. I don't even get into OPS plus. I mean, 210 more runs batted in. Come on.
You think batting average is going up in baseball or down?
No,
in
but I'm
baseball?
talking about those other numbers. Those other numbers, Berkman
hold on a
blows them
second.
away.
So you just gave the RBI. I can imagine that Kyle Schwarber over 4 more years could potentially
He could, but I'm talking about the
reach his
same
mark.
amount of games right now to their career.
Oh, okay.
This is the same. I mean, he blows them away.
It's going to be a decade before we even start to talk about him actually being on the ballot.
But a guy like Berkman, though, he got 1% of the vote. They said, and then he fell off the ballot.
But if you hit 500 home runs, odds are you're making the Hall of Fame. The guys that are in the 500 club that have not made the Hall of Fame, all juiced.
Right.
Bonds, Rodriguez, McGuire, Sosa, Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez. Did Sheffield get caught?
Say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes, you don't get sued because they have sued.
Oh, God.
Say allegedly.
And then Sheffield had 509. I would imagine that if Kyle Schwarber reaches the 500 home run club, that he's going to be strongly considered to get into the Hall of Fame.
You're also going to have a decade between now and then of baseball where batting averages are not going up. So the numbers that Kyle Schwarber has will not necessarily be compared to the guys from an era where hitting 330
then I'll
was
throw
normal.
the batting average out. Then he's still got to play.
Same with on base and all of that, and on base plus slugging, because batting average factors into all of that. The numbers significantly across the sport are down, and we're going to get a decade's worth of information. Either guys are just not going to make the Hall of Fame anymore, or you're going to see voters be a lot more lenient with numbers that used to be important. And that's just where the sport's gone.
Yeah,
it's just huge numbers.
It's been changing. But then again, there's guys like Jimmy Rollins who are the best shortstop in his era, other than Derek Jeter, and he didn't make it.
I can't get over if Jimmy Rollins isn't a Hall of Famer, I'm sorry, Kyle Schwarber's not.
Something else with Schwarber.
And Kyle Schwarber's not even a player. He doesn't play he just bats.
It's an inherently flawed voting system, and if that still exists, is there anybody more liked by the general sport of baseball than
No,
Schwarber?
I got you.
Right.
But Jimmy Rollins it breaks my heart with Jimmy Rollins.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
But they
it actually sickens me in a way. I got to tell you, it sickens me.
All right, real quick. Tell me if this is a strong list or not.
Okay.
Saturday on ESPN, I did my top 5 TV dads in honor of Father's
TV
Day.
dads?
TV dads. Any sort of TV. Doesn't just have to be like the old school TV. Like now you have streaming services. Number 5. And the reason why he's at 5 is because I can't go the collective 5 seasons of him. Because I thought he lost his purpose of being a good father after season 2. But the first 2 seasons of Walter White makes him a top 5 TV dad because he was doing whatever he could,
awesome.
whatever he
awesome.
could for his family.
Against what he thought his moral code was.
Yes.
Yes.
And he
I think
was
that's fair.
He had
I think it's a great
He thought he was
choice.
dying, all that kind of
Great
stuff.
choice.
And not that you are a man that have battled plenty of health issues over the years. I would probably hide my health stuff from Coop, and that's a horrible thing to say. And that's what Walter White tried doing for the longest time. And then he sold methamphetamine to,
Exactly.
he made it.
What a great show.
All right, so that was
What
5.
a great show.
I know you're not a Stranger Things guy, but I put Hopper at 4.
Yes.
My man was trying to save the world with his daughter. Like, that's impressive.
Not even his real daughter either.
Well, and adoption's a beautiful thing. He adopts 11, and they start life together, and they fight, and they save the world, John.
He's the dad who stepped up.
Yeah, damn right. Number 3, Danny Tanner.
No.
Well, I mean, his wife passes away, and he's got 3 daughters, and he's got to keep that house.
And he moves in the Randos? No.
The Randos, they were family.
Family.
Uncles.
No,
They were Uncle Jesse and Uncle Joe.
No.
What were the names? Uncle Jesse.
Uncle Jesse. And,
What was cut it out? What was Dave? Whatever his
the
name
guy who
is.
does the Popeye voice? God, he's Dave Coulier.
Dave Coulier. Uncle, what's his name?
I don't know.
But it
He's
is Uncle
bad.
Jesse.
He was
Yes.
terrible.
Yeah. But Danny Tanner, I mean, that's got to be tough. 3 daughters after mom passes? Like, that's...
I thought Mom faked her death in the finale, right? She was alive, right?
Uncle Joey, yeah.
Uncle Joey, thank
Uncle
you.
Joey.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, I thought she had. I thought she faked her death and came back in the finale.
I don't think so. Phil Dunphy from Modern Family at number 2.
The best. He's on my list, too.
He's at number 2. The reason being, this guy gets made out to be like some aloof, and yet he's got an incredible real estate company. And he raised three great children, and his wife's a smoke show. I mean, my man won at life, and he had a very beautiful house. And then number 1, Uncle Phil. And I don't think anyone could beat Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Uncle Phil was great.
Uncle Phil's the best.
He's the GOAT.
Best
Uncle
TV
Phil
dad
did.
ever.
What about Frank Costanza? You didn't want to put Frank in there?
No,
Frank Costanza fought his own kid on holidays.
He created a holiday.
So I guess to make it clear, it's like these are the people that if a dad, like this is dad. But yes, if I was going like
Frank
comedy,
Costanza.
if I was going comedy, Frank Costanza's number 1. But I don't look at him as like the great dad to George.
There you go.
It was he.
He had some slight anger issues.
Yeah, he bred George.
You
That
want a
was pretty
piece of
much
me?
it.
Only slight. They didn't really come up much.
That is awesome.
All right, coming up next, we talked a little bit about it in headlines earlier today because Connor didn't read the show sheet.
Panthers family.
But the Eastern Conference in the state of hockey, not basketball, hockey, big change yesterday after a big trade. We'll talk about it next here on The Fanatic.
Has he? Has he won one?
Didn't he just win one?
I think he won one.
I know he threw a bunch of interceptions in that one game against Houston. That was a loss, obviously. And then I think last year he was able to get a win, right? Let me pull that up.
All I'm saying is, at what point do these quarterbacks start getting criticized? Lamar Jackson's fair game. He's not winning the big game. That's a good organization. Now they have a new head coach coming in, and I like Lamar. The dude just needs to get to a Super Bowl. Period.
He hasn't won one.
Are you crazy? And when people talk about Justin Herbert nationally, oh my God, Justin Herbert, what a great quarterback, what a great player. Even the one time we were talking about him on the air after he lost the playoff game, it was like, oh, that's the offensive line. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
But where are the details on Jalen Hurts? The only details we worry about are Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson gets a little bit of it.
You know the saying up the creek
without a paddle?
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, go get Mike Trout, go get this guy, go get that guy, go get Christian Walker. What the hell are you going to trade for him?
Well, then that leads me to my next question for you.
Unbelievable.
When you look at their top 10 prospects,
yep,
talking about the Phillies, Aiden Miller still ranked number 1, although he's hurt. And number 2, quickly rising up the ranks, is Gage Wood. Would either one of those guys be untouchable for you at this deadline if it meant you could get that impact outfielder? Would you trade Gage Wood? Would you trade Aiden Miller? Because here's where I am, Ricky, before you answer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very concerned about the future of the Philadelphia Phillies, right? I'm very concerned that the farm system has been depleted. But at the same time, I don't believe it's going to be Gage Wood that's going to make or break this team 3 or 4 years from now. Because guess what happens 3 or 4 years from now? You got a lot of old guys on this team. So you need to go all in now because it's your best chance in the next 5 years. If they don't go all in at this deadline and do everything possible to fix this lineup or fix the back end of the bullpen before Duran, maybe even get another starter, you're not going to win a World Series. And if you don't win a World Series this season, there could be a lockout next year. You might not have Zach Wheeler in 2028. Harper's going to be 2 years older. Schwarber's going to be 2 years older. Realmuto's going to be 2 years older. Trey Turner's going to be 2 years older. Like, you see where if you don't do it this year, the future does not look bright for the Philadelphia Phillies, and you don't have any prospects that are coming to save the day. So it's weird because I'm not sure, even if they go out at the deadline and they get an impact bat in the outfield or they get another reliever, that they're even going to be good enough to beat the Dodgers at that point. But I think you are forced, if you're Dombrowski, to at least try.
Fanatic and the Fanatic app.
All right, it's 9:48 here on Kincade Salciunas 97.5, the Fanatic. June a Dame on our YouTube chat said, worst father top 5 list, Anakin Skywalker would have to make it. I would believe that is correct, considering he's.
Why are you judging him?
He did cut his son's hand off.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
But he also did save his son by throwing the Emperor over.
Yeah, you know
Spoiler
why?
alert.
You know why? Because he was about to die, and all of a sudden he was like, you know what? I'm going to pivot at the last second and be a good guy here.
Saved his life. Sacrificed himself.
Anakin Skywalker, bad dude.
I mean, come on. There should be a certain attitude about it.
Yeah, he's a top 5 worst dad.
He was worse to other kids than his own kids.
Exactly. That's what I say. Is that you're judging? It's not like he had double standard.
You can tell me Anakin was a good dude?
I think he raised. Did he raise a strong son?
He didn't raise his son.
No, but did a strong son come out of his tough love?
Out of his egg. Tough love. He didn't know his father. Luke, I am your father. He didn't know him. There's nothing. Don't try to make Anakin Skywalker out to be some nice person.
I didn't follow the show, so
it's
too much. I had to sit through them, though.
Yeah, no, Anakin, not a good dude. All right, before we talk a little bit about the Kachuk brothers, the Panthers family, Connor.
I didn't see this. When did this happen?
There you go.
We have a mock draft for the NBA. How about that, Johnny? From Jeremy Woo of ESPN. How about that? Woo! Jeremy Woo of ESPN put out his final mock draft this morning. And this would just be hysterical.
What?
It would be hilarious.
What?
At pick 22, Woo has the 76ers selecting Ibuka Okorie out of Stanford.
Okay.
Point guard out of Stanford. Played very good last year. 23 points per game. Shot 35% from 3.
He's
high volume 3-point shooter.
He's one of the ESPN on the ESPN site. He's one of the players most likely to end up here.
In his mock draft, he said he has been talked about as high as a teens selection. He's actually going to be in the green room. Like, this is how high up this guy is.
Okay.
He's a 6'2" guard.
Yep.
So who would he be replacing? The guy you traded to get this pick.
They can't do that.
That would be hysterical.
Well, wait a minute, though. He could. Because he's not responsible.
No, Mike Gansey is,
I mean, he's still responsible for the future.
No, but Gansey's not responsible for the stupidity of getting rid of Jared McCain.
It doesn't mean you draft a guy that doesn't fit with Maxey and Edgecombe.
Well, you got to
Who says it doesn't fit?
The Thunder
Gansey may think
guards.
it does fit.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the Thunder believe that it does. How many guys do they have under 6'5"?
A ton.
Yeah, you know why? Because they have an MVP caliber wing.
We have a former MVP.
They're not
big
winning
man.
right now. They don't think they're a full cooked cake or whatever it is. There you go. God bless you.
Oh, geez, I can't freaking stop.
Dude, you are just unbelievable.
But that'd be hilarious to me if they drafted.
Chew.
Another guard that's 6'2".
Sneezing and sneezing and sneezing.
Dude, it's been all morning. I can't stop.
You have been.
All right, Johnny Hockey over here. How much of an impact does Kachuk going to the Panthers to team up with his brother? After the Panthers had a bad year, right? Like
a lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries. How much of an impact does this make in the Eastern Conference? Because I would imagine there are a lot of Flyers fans that are going, hey, can we take that next step forward this year? And boom, the Panthers just acquired a pretty big player.
Well, the next step forward for the Flyers would be to be a solid playoff team, not like a sneak into the playoff team.
Right.
If you think if you think the Flyers are ready to compete for Stanley Cups, you're out of your mind.
Sure.
So just get yourself into solidified playoff position where you're not going into April wondering in the last 2 weeks are you going to make the playoffs. So that would be progress. And the Flyers are going to I do think will be there. They're not ready to compete for anything, so it's fine. But Florida's loaded. Florida's old though. That's an old roster. They're looking to get back and win another Stanley Cup quick.
Yes.
Lee.
Yeah, quick.
In the next 1 or 2 years because they're going to be an old club. I mean, Dave Dombrowski thinks that he's liking how they're being put
probably
together.
thinks it's a big move for him.
Yeah, well, it is a big move. Good club.
They're no Warriors.
They got a good club.
I still can't.
But they're old. I can't believe that they got it. I love hearing the tears of people just going. People don't understand. Players can actually. First of all, the no trade clause. Bill won't like this.
No, I know he doesn't like it.
Players having a no trade clause means they dictate where they're willing to go. And I know people like Bill don't like it. Bill Colorado does not like it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Employee empowerment's great. And so, look, the Flyers will have their day. Flyers' day is not 26-27.
No. We're getting there.
They're getting there. And be patient, Danny. As he told us last week, I think it tells you this is going to be a quieter offseason.
Yep.
Next year will be a bigger one.
All right, Connor, what are the final results on today's Twitter poll brought to us by Dr. Abaddon Appel and the team at Iron Mountain Men's Health? Don't worry, the poll will once again be 4 hours strong in the afternoon. It might be nearing the end here in the morning, but it will once again
you have to take a nap or
resume
something?
its strength for 4 hours thanks to Dr. Abaddon Appel in a couple of hours.
Yeah, and our question is dealing with your initial interest in the World Cup and what you were looking for from that. Was it Team USA related, or was it just the tournament as a whole? Our final number, 61%. We're saying Team USA was the reason why.
Yeah, I think you guys are lying to yourselves.
We both voted the other way.
Yeah, but it adds to the excitement and the intrigue, the fact that Team USA is good, because now you start watching the other teams going, oh, could we match up with that team? How do we look against that team?
Now, you guys have to be up early Friday. I do not, because I'll be out. Will you stay up 10 o'clock?
No.
0% chance.
0%.
No,
because the game doesn't mean anything.
The game literally means nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame it doesn't mean anything.
No, it's perfect. Because I would have had to stay up until midnight.
I'm just talking about because you get so few World Cup games, every 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Well, they've got 6 more games if they're going to win it all,
But you know
right?
what? I'd rather our side of it not meaning anything than Turkey's side of it not meaning anything. Turkey's already done. This is basically like they're just...
Can't you say it right?
Turkey.
Turkey. That's how the guy saying it last night in that one commercial.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah.
I missed that
Yeah,
one.
re-say it.
Oh, he's had a stroke.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
All right. Middays with Marks coming your way next. Ray Dunn's still in Jamaica. Ray Dunn asked me if I knew of any places in Montego Bay, so I sent him a KFC.
You're kidding me.
Nice. That's helpful.
You're kidding me.
I texted him
I was
yesterday
like, bro,
about...
I stayed on a resort. I don't know.
I asked him about guests, and he was like, I have a tea time and 15 red stripes, so I don't know.
Dude, don't wander too far off of your resort.
Wait, tea time like Ray Dunn golfs?
He's going to try to, apparently.
I've never thought of Ray Dunn as a golfer ever.
I don't think he should.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well,
All
we'll
right, we have
see how
a
he plays.
great rest of the day. Middays with Marks next here on The Fanatic.
Now on 97.